View Media. The view from the other side.
Well, mic check, 1 2 1 2, mic check. We are here at Parliament at the moment, between Westminster Abbey, where the coronation took place, and Parliament. We are here to cover some of the climate change protests, and as well as that, we're going to find out, we'll try to find out from some of the protesters why they're protesting. What does it mean for climate change, and does it make a great deal of difference? What's been said? Are we being sold fake news, so to speak? So we'd like to know. So this is 587 TV, my 50 junglers, alongside my beloved brother Kama Monero. 587 TV, Camp Slew. Alright, one. As you can see, it's a beautiful sunny day today. Unexpected in the UK, but we're in the summer season, so it shouldn't be anything less than this. As you just saw myself and Karma, we had to strip off. I prefer to strip off.
Sure, bro. I don't like that shit.
Well, not like that. Strip off the what we had on, because it is a warm day today.
You're goddamn right.
So we definitely want to find out. As you can see, this is where the coronation took place. King Charles III, right here. As you can see, Westminster Abbey, and this is where it all took place. So going out to those across the global world, you're seeing it live on 587 TV.
Beautiful day, alive.
It's a beautiful day. What a fantastic day. Got on the red for the fire, cause we are blaze. You know what I mean? Cause we have flame them and shame them.
I wonder if a police officer will talk.
Yes, I'm pretty much sure they would. The sun's out. Why wouldn't they talk? It's a beautiful weather, and this is what good weather does. It brings people out their shell. People seem to have more confidence. They don't need no Dutch courage. This is the Dutch courage. There's good sunshine. As you can see, Karma's filming. We're leading up to Parliament Square. As I'm pretty much sure many of us in the United Kingdom have seen this. This is the place that we always said that we wanted to come. So as we said, this is the place that we said that we always wanted to film, and we always said that we want to come down to Parliament, but we just really wanted to have the occasion to come. We covered the coronation, but we went to Hyde Park, and we also went to Trafalgar Square. But this is one of the places myself and Karma said that we definitely want to visit on one of the occasions. The occasion seems to be a pretty good occasion to come and do it, because we're going to learn about climate change. There we hear the megaphone, so we know they're starting.
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation.
I am what I am, a man as I stand, as part of God's plan, with my own plan, to change things if I can, so help me understand. Yeah. Charities have been constructed and then advertised on the TV to make us feel guilty. Children in need has raised millions, so why my people back home still living filthy? Why? We're led to believe that poverty will be over.
Yeah, this is what we always see. This is when we watch the TV and we see broadcasters and reporters standing outside, and this is where they're conducted. This is the green. I always said that I wanted to film. Yeah. This is the green that I always said that I wanted to be at. On this particular green, as you know, I've seen many correspondents out on this very same green, and it's good to be. It feels good to know that major correspondents and major news media has actually been on this Parliament Green. And I can say from 587 TV and myself, I'm extremely grateful for actually being here on Parliament Square to be able to conduct these interviews in terms of the climate change and the protesters. So, as you can see, there's a number of different organisations out here. We have Black Lives Matter here. He seems to be standing resolute and strong. As you can see, we've got all these, a number of visitors to the United Kingdom from all parts of the world who are here, and they're all here. So people from all across the globe, they come along here to see the Parliament itself, to see where the actual where the King's coronation took place. So we have a number of people from different countries across the world, and I'm pretty much sure they're enjoying this. We have the stewards here who are going to be directing human traffic, so to speak. And like we said, we're just giving you a quick tour on this beautiful lawn, because this lawn has been well kept. I swear to God, this lawn is so well kept. It is carpet. Yeah, this lawn has been so well kept. Mind you, they're saying that it definitely has to be Westminster Council. They're definitely going to be taking care of that, for sure. So, as we said, we have a number of, should we say, organisations, counter fire, what that. So we've got a number of organisations here, Black Lives Matter, counter fire, and we also have the Metropolitan Police here as well to make sure things go smoothly, and we don't see why it shouldn't be running smoothly. Yeah, so as we said, we have no reason it should be running smoothly, because the weather is absolutely brilliant, and there's children here, young people, pensioners here, and it's a fantastic day to actually come out. I'm really happy that the fact that utilising this Sizzler Saturday, that's what we call this, Sizzler Saturday, and we're here, as I said, at Parliament Square on Parliament Green. And like we said already, there's a number of organisations out here who are bringing forth the attentions to the attentions of the people of the world, bringing attentions to the politicians who sit in this building behind here. And this is Houses of Parliament. Okay, so it seems that we've come across and found the people we actually came to see. Because we've seen the police kind of around them. So we're trying to find these organisations. Just Stop. Okay. So this is the organisation, yeah, Karma? Just Stop. Okay. So it's Just Stop anti-climate change, or climate changing. And yeah. So it's all the climate change and all the other organisations. We have police from the City of London Police, who are somewhat, we call it, specialists. They have higher, authority over the Metropolitan Police. To be selected for the City of London Police, it's definitely like an elitist, and I'm sure many. Yeah, so as I said, we're as a Palestinian flag we have there. So it's probably Free Palestine, Palestinian flag. So it's just a right to protest, and because we're seeing protests is being somewhat silenced. They're trying to silence protesters, but basically silencing free speech. That's what it seems to be happening. Yeah, so it seems to be free speech that is being, how should we say, under attack. Defend the right of to protest. Abolish the Met? No. Abolish the media.
You're the media. Don't
Huh?
say that. You're the media. Don't say that.
We're a different type of media.
There you go, but it's still media. Don't say that. Abolish the media.
And it's actually made my eyes. No, it's.
So we're taking this walk around, checking out each and every organisation. Every organisation that's here at Parliament Square. As you can see, a number of those flags. You see a number of flags representing the United Kingdom, looks the Commonwealth nations. Oh my goodness! All right. So this lot, we came across these protesters, this organisation in particular. We came across them on the coronation day, with myself on 587 Karma, where we recorded. So these organisations, we definitely come across them in our first contact, should we say. True, Calm? Our first contact, we came across Not My King, and it seems as though they're out because they wear yellow. And it seems as though many of these organisations have particular dress attire and dress apparel, whether it be colours, any particular colour. These guys are in yellow, and we came across them, Not My King, and that's the organisation. All right. So we come across those. So we have definitely come into contact with those. We see their banner here. The people resist. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. Come, let's have a little walk and see what we can get from the people. People resist the government of Victoria. Oh no, I have a word with this guy here. Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Do you have time to talk? Do you mind being on camera? What's up? When you're ready, when you're in your own time? Yeah, when you're in your own time. When you're ready. We the people do not trust the government. Enough is enough. You're right. I don't trust them neither.
I don't think even the government trusts itself.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's about, trusting ourselves, trusting our instincts, and trusting our beliefs.
What beliefs have the government got? No?
Without us, there is no government.
Yeah.
I say. That's what I say. So as he said, I'm gonna have a word with these guys. Let's have a look. Not My King. Okay. Let's have a look. Excuse me, sir. Do you mind if we have a few words?
Yeah.
Right. So you say Not My King. Why is he not your king?
Well, it's undemocratic, isn't it, that we know who our head of state is going to be for about the next 80 years. Your children will never, no matter how hard they work, have a right to even be considered for head of state, and I think that's kind of wrong.
I mean, traditionally and through tradition, it's always been something that's just been traditionally for us to just go through the motions of all such as this. I mean, I've never seen a coronation in my life.
No, neither have I, and I'll probably never see another with my age.
Myself and yourself are together. I think my children might see one.
I'd rather see a presidential inauguration every 5 years or something of that nature, and I'm sure my children will.
Do you think the coronation should be held like that, like an election, like an inauguration?
Well, the coronation is the crowning of a king or monarch.
Monarch, yeah.
An election is where you have a choice as to who you want to be there. There are 2, 3, however many people wanting to be head of state, and you choose who one you think is best suited for the job.
I mean, I'm British born. I'm born in this country, but we don't have a choice to say who we can have as a monarch and who we don't. It's just tradition. I mean, how would it change?
Well, this is what we are trying to do, is raise awareness of this as an issue and try and build up some momentum for constitutional change.
But wasn't it Oliver Cromwell that kind of basically made, was it King Charles I? Basically made him kind of abdicate or not actually take the throne.
Well, yes, there was a civil war around that.
Exactly, yeah.
But we don't want civil war.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
We do not want a civil war.
We
just
don't.
want peaceful change.
Exactly.
And hopefully, attending things like this, people like me, sort of talking to people, might help to educate, horrible word, but inform people as to that, other methods of government, other methods of controlling a state by a head of state or whatever, parliament, elected parliaments, all sorts of other mechanisms that come to that.
You know, it's so. I'm so happy that you actually said about the educational part of it, because growing up, going to school, none of this was taught in the curriculum at all.
Oh, no,
I'm finding these things. I'm finding these happening a lot later on in my life.
Yeah, that's right. The English history curriculum is just learned as to kings, really, isn't it?
So how do we get the Gen Zs, as they call it, the children of the 21st century? You know, because they seem to be much more clued up, and they seem as though it's not something that they could do like what they've done with us. We just took it and went along with it, and with technology as well.
Well, I mean, if you look at the opinion polls, then support for the monarchy is dropping amongst younger people. And Graham Smith over there, who's the head of Republic, can tell you in a great deal more detail as to how the opinion polls are going on that kind of thing. But it is well into below half people of Gen Z kind of age support the monarchy.
Is that because was the polls high when the Queen was reigning?
Well, certainly in 1953. From what I have read, I think the numbers are going down. I don't think Charles is as popular as his mother was. And certainly over her lifetime in 1953 when she was crowned.
Yeah, that's right, 53.
I don't think anybody would ever have even tried to protest.
No,
people like me would not have, not saying it existed, but would not have been out in the street wearing a T-shirt. Because you didn't wear a T-shirt in 1953 anyway, even with a tie. You probably didn't have a tie with a
Do you know, my friend, when you say it like that, 53 years, it's hard to even fathom sitting in a job for 53 years.
Well, that then perhaps gives rise to another thing. What does the job actually entail? King Charles is what, 73?
73.
I'm 63 and I'm looking forward to retirement. And he has just started his job. So how hard can it actually be, really, when you think about it?
I think it's pretty relatively hard, because watching the coronation and watching him do the crowning, he seemed he had a lot on his shoulders. It's like he didn't want to do it. It almost felt like he didn't want to be there doing this.
I have heard reports that he didn't want to cut price coronation either. He wanted the full Monty. But who am I to comment? That might just be poor speculation on my part.
Talking about the finances that were spent on the coronation, I mean, I heard it came to some staggering figures. And we are hurt, and the people of the country are hurting up and down the country. We are all hurting. Energy prices, food prices, everything just gone up, and it's like, people are frustrated. People are hurting and frustrated, and they are creating such a two-tier divide.
Well, I'm not sure they are in that particular sentence, but there is the system, there is the government. No matter who you vote for, the government always gets in, kind of argument.
The system always wins, regardless of it is. The system always wins.
I guess it does, but I'm not sure that changing the monarchy, the head of state per se, would change that system. That's a bigger debate about other things. My concern is really just purely focused on constitutional change. Yes, there are other groups here who have much more to say and much more to and do much more to try and change, quote unquote, the system than perhaps me and
so how do we make the changes? I mean, it seems as though all parties, all sides, they're all in each other's pockets. They're all friends. It doesn't seem as though we the people get shafted and we get nothing from it. We get nothing from it. We're here. We're here at Parliament Square. Fantastic organisations. You guys are all committed. Everyone's committed. People are putting their heart, sacrificing stuff, and we seem to just get shafted. And we have to just keep going. I mean, it's hard when I look around. I see how people are coming out and really are fighting for those like ourselves and other people. And I have to be, God bless you guys actually coming out for this.
Well, it's nice to be able to do this. I say I'm here for this bit. The abolish the monarchy type thing. As I said, there are Black Lives Matter, C&D
I've seen all the processes.
Extinction Rebellion, and lots of other people.
Great stuff.
I don't know.
But you know what, my brother, thank you so much for spending the time.
Sorry.
Oh, damn, calm. You got your cards and the flyers. Oh, I forgot to bring mine. There's a few of those. Yes, 587.
Chatty, but yeah.
No. We know, because I'm interested in things like this. Because as a young man, I've got friends. Some people want to party, some people want to this, some people like. I'm interested in things like this because it affects my life. I have grandchildren, and thank you. And I'm firmly about people having the freedom to express themselves and speak and talk. This
that's
oppressive
what we
stuff.
want. I mean, the reason I sort of turned up today was on Coronation Day. I was down on the Mall with about 10 other people.
We was there at Trafalgar Square with you guys.
Well, yeah, but I was in a smaller group from Republic down on the Mall.
Right.
We were going to just hold up some placards that spelled out "Not My King"
I saw
when
those,
he
I
went
saw
past.
those.
When he was going to go past, but before we even got to hold them up, we were sort of kettled in by about 30 police
I see
from
what Kevin,
Kent.
because you filmed it as well.
Kent police, yeah. And, that was,
What kind of backlash do you get when you have these steps? Do you get backlash from members of the public?
We had some people having a laugh.
ones.
We had a laugh with some people on the Coronation Day. There were some people who took offence to it. I mean, you can't deny that. But if you can't say boo to the king on its Coronation Day, when can you say boo to the king?
That's true. And I mean, like we said, after all, it's a democracy. This is what it's supposed to be.
And that's what we're here to try and make sure it
still stays that. But my brother, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, my brother. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. And thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of the day and the good weather as well. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. That was nice of him. So we have different organisations here. That was Not My King. We have here, We the People Do Not Trust This Government. Enough is enough. No more police. Excuse me. Yeah. So I see your placard. No more police powers. No justice. No peace.
Yeah.
Okay. When we say no more police powers, we know they have enough as it is. What powers would you, if it was you, what powers would you?
I'd get rid of the police altogether.
So what you're saying, we could police ourselves?
No, there's different ways of, like for instance, police are, if you look around how many police there are here that could be stopping burglaries, they're watching a protest.
Yeah. But
I've been to quite a lot of protests during my life, and I can't tell you how many times I've been kettled.
I know. I've been noticed that's a strategy they've been using.
Yeah.
Proper serious tactics.
And actually, because I used to work in a school, I was in a kettle with children that I used to teach.
Yes.
And I know that because of what the police did, those children no longer protest because it scared them.
It intimidated them.
Yeah.
And that's
why there's less and less people coming to protest.
That's right. It's the threats and the intimidation.
To me, I just went over to the police and I said, "Why are you here? Why are you not stopping burglaries? Why are you not stopping rapes? Why are you watching us?"
There's a lot of crimes that needs to be taken.
Facial recognition and all that stuff.
That's why. This is why they no longer come out. I'm saying this is why they want to intimidate.
They don't intimidate me.
Of course they won't. Come on, man. You're with your placard, man. I mean, they know they can intimidate. You know what I'm saying? This, as I said, I know. I've been at the hands of the police growing up.
I can imagine. I support black lives matter.
And it hasn't been, and they haven't been pleasant. So some have been. Based on me, on my approach and my attitude towards them. But when they're coming with intimidation and hostile and threats, that's when we get my back. I guess when I get my back up.
Gets my back up, yeah. I listen to like Rage Against the Machine and like all the ones that fire me up before I come out.
Yeah, that's me. I'm
like, you ain't gonna fuck with me.
Well, as I said, especially to see women doing it. It's such a joy to see women taking the charge and standing up for these things here, because we need the women. That's what we need. We need the mothers, we need the sisters, we need the daughters. So we need those, because I'm sure you might have grandsons and and some of the granddaughters.
I haven't got any grand. Luckily, in this horrible world, I'm so glad that both my kids don't look like they're going to have kids. No? So happy.
Is that because of the kind of world was being
No,
created.
because I know how disgusting it is for me. I'm getting attacked every day because of like when I was at school, I was called a packy. Oh, I was bullied. It was constant.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, it's all about equality. It's all about our right to defend ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm against guns. I'm against war. I'm against all that.
All of that. So let me ask you this: if you were sitting in that place there, and you was
I wouldn't do. I don't believe in.
What changes would you make? What changes would you make?
I used to put my name forward to get voted for, to get in there.
Yeah.
But then I found out you have to agree with a god. You have to agree with the monarchy. I don't agree with any of that. So I would be like, I would be
a rebel.
Oh God! My nan used to call me the little rebel when I was young.
I think there's a rebellious kind of thing to a lot of people, because especially in this country, as I said to the gentleman over there, not my king, people feel hard done by, people feel shafted, people feel, you know, like we're under assault.
We
are under attack and we are under assault. That's what it really feels like for lots of people up and down the lands, up and down the country that I've been.
And actually, I'm actually surprised, because I've walked around the place. First of all, if all those people look, let's take a picture of you know, this Big Ben, and let's go and see Parliament. Let's, you know, all those people, if they come and joined.
And you know what it is as well, my dear? When I look at this place, I think about this place, and I look at the doors, and I think to myself,
so racist.
You know what? I know about that as well, but I think to myself,
Illy.
What goes on inside these chambers? What actually takes place?
I feel sorry for Caroline Lucas, because she's the only
really
Green person in that Parliament, and she stands up and she speaks for us, and they just have a go at us.
Yeah, I see that. I've seen Caroline Lucas take a lot of stick over the many years.
My vote always goes to the Green Party, because I know that they would get rid of all this stuff, and it just winds me up. The main parties just want to keep the status quo.
Yeah, as I say to the gentleman over there, that it seems as though right across the board, all the parts, cross parties, they are all one of the same. That's how I see it, because they're not. They may argue across, you know, the chambers, they may argue across the parapet, but as I said to the gentleman, the system always wins, no matter who's sitting in the system. It's the system.
The actual voting system to get into, you know, when
rigged.
people, it's rigged for first past the post.
Yeah,
I used to be on the stall for AV, the alternative vote, and people used to come up to my stall and go, no, that's not good enough. And I'll go, but it's on the way.
Yeah. Alternative vote would be a good party.
It would have been. Once we got the alternative vote, we can then go the next step to PR. But they wanted to keep the status quo.
Of course they're going to keep the status quo, because anybody who's bringing something new, a new idea, where their positions are at threat, or basically at threat, because like you said, we got young people now. A lot of younger people are more inclined. They're not really down with this. They're just like, we're not concerned about this. We don't care about that. So there's a lot of the young people today, like we call them millennials.
More young people than older people.
I'm happy that the young people are taking those steps, because it's important to them. Very important to children. And like you said earlier, the intimidation and the threats to children, and not allowing the children wanting to come back out.
I wish I knew back then what I know now, because I wouldn't have even got my children registered, because once they're in the system, they can just take them away. Because they take kids away.
I've seen a number of YouTube videos where authorities and the system is coming into people's homes.
I doubt that'll happen, cause if it does, who's gonna do the shitty jobs rich people won't do?
It's the DVLA taking people's cars, because the car doesn't belong to the person that's driving it.
Just the keeper of the car.
It's the DVLA that owns the car.
Just a keeper. And I always say to people when I
don't drive anymore.
It says you are a registered keeper. He didn't say you're the registered owner. You're the registered keeper. So you only
can keep it for a short time.
And it reminds me of the tune Hotel California. You can check it anytime you like, but you can never leave. Check that out. But you know, my dear, thank you so much for your time.
Oh,
keep up your works.
Yeah,
and I'm sure a lot of young
do.
people will be out looking after you. But thank you so much for your time.
You.
God bless you too, my dear. You like to say 1 or 2 of these?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, my dear. God bless you. Keep up the work, man. And keep those young people
I'll
going.
take a few.
Thank you, my dear. I appreciate that. We're going to be here all day. Thank you too. Thank you so much. Take care. And you too. What a fantastic... I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that, to have a female on camera. She said she was representing the AV, which is the alternative vote. They didn't seem to get no love for that. She spoke about Caroline Lucas, who represents the Green Party. I've seen Caroline Lucas do her work on TV in this very same building, and she doesn't really get that much love. They want the status quo, as the woman says. See, the status quo will have to be, I don't know about broken down, but the system has to somewhat break up. But listen, we're gonna wrap it up, but we are going to take some more protests. Let's go, come. Yeah.
This is what we've been needing for a long time.
As you can see here.
Unity, being united, sharing the space, supporting each other, coming together to push back against this corrupt Tory government and their draconian public order bill. We unite to defy and we unite to survive. We are all here to declare the public order bill is an infringement on our human rights. This is not our bill. We unite to defy, we unite to survive. Thank you all for coming. Have a great day.
As you can hear there, GTL talking about the new the legislations that they're bringing in.
Into the microphone.
Yeah. So they're talking about the legislations that they're bringing in, police powers, government
so nice
powers.
To see everybody here, it really is, all the colours. You coming up? And without him, we wouldn't be here today. So we have Ray Woden to his protest. So one more big shout to JR from Gypsy Travellers League. Thank you.
Gypsy Travellers, that's what GTO stands for. Okay. Okay.
Thank you all for coming. We're here to make a change once and for all. We need to bury discrimination amongst gypsies and travellers. We are fight and breathe, so today is the day we fight for discrimination. This needs to be buried. Like our children and our grandchildren to come, we had enough. Short and sweet. So listen, time for change.
Yes, time for change.
As you said, that's GTO, Gypsy Travellers League. Ooh, it's that suit. Do you remember Romans?
Nice entrance. What can I say? I'm being well fed. Boiled bacon and cabbage all the way here, boys, and that's the way it is. But thanks very much on behalf of the Gypsy Traveller community, on behalf of every Irish traveller and every English traveller and every traveller around the world that has believed in what me and JR have trying to achieve for the last couple of years. Welcome, Tony. Obviously, the world is watching now, and thanks to the people that have turned up to show their support, and it means a hell of a lot to all of us. It's going to be beneficial for our kids' kids. We might not see the benefit of it, but we're willing to do all the dirty work so our kids' kids can see the benefit of it. In order for us to be taken serious in society and integrate in society, travellers are also going to have to come out of the shadow too and start shaking hands with people they wouldn't ordinarily shake hands with. And that's just how it's going to have to be. Work with their local councils, work with their local people, work with the local authorities. Only then can we push it forward, and only then will they take it seriously. Because at the minute, they think we're a load of uneducated fools, like I said in my video the other day. But we're not. We're an extremely clever and bright race of people. And we should be taken seriously, and we are human beings just like any other race of people. We're not a bad race of people, but when somebody is being suppressed or pushed into a corner, what's the first thing you do? You defend yourself, you attack. So we're sick and tired of being pushed back into a corner, so we attack. So now we're going to try and do it diplomatically. If the rest of the world and the travelling community can get behind us and give us the support and the backing, and all of the charitable organisations can give us the funding that we need, to take it to the next step, because without that, we are going no further. This is a very historic moment for every traveller globally, not just here in England, not just in Ireland, but for all travellers around the world. We speak, I agree to you boys, for all of us. So obviously the louder the cry, the more help we should receive. Nothing like this has ever been done in history for a traveller. To see a traveller, man, standing in front of Big Ben, are you joking me? We'd be arrested yesterday. It's only that this is organised now. If we come down here last night and we were drunk, we'd all be in the police station in the morning. So that's how it is for us. But look, we're here, it's been organised, it's well orchestrated, and everybody that has come here, this is obviously not going to be our first time on the mic. We're here till 3, and obviously the day will go on, but I hope you have a wonderful time. On behalf of all of our people, thanks very much, and thanks to everybody that's watching us. We love you all. Get behind it.
Yeah. Guys, thanks for joining here today, yeah? We are people. I just want to touch up on the highest suicide rate we have amongst gypsies and travellers. It's no joke when it comes to suicide. And if we cannot be allowed into most places because we're discriminated against and we have to face racism on a day-to-day basis, how can the people who need support the most go to these places and get help? They feel like the only way out is to take their own lives. So what time is it, people? It's time for change. What time is it? It's time for change. We're going to bury discrimination today amongst the gypsies and travellers. So thanks everyone for attending.
Thank you, everybody.
Hello, my name is Dan. I work for London Gypsies and Travellers. And the stuff that we see on a day-to-day basis, that people can't get accommodation, they're not getting treated fairly by the doctors. They go to certain places, they get the feeling they're not even wanted, like they're excluded here in this country. And for London, like it's for everyone, it's for every culture and every race going. So I think we should all celebrate together and come together as travellers. We're no different than any other settled person going the road. So that's all I got to say.
Sorry, just one more thing. Honestly, if our children stand a chance of owning a field, a plot of land, or anything that we can call our own, trust me, lads, you need to get behind this, because we are going to get youngsters out of school into college, and people that can sit there one day and argue for us and sign off the land for us without having to ask the next man beside him, because he will have the power and the authority to do that. That's what we're aiming for, and anything less is a failure. I just want you to know that.
Also, everyone, thank you very much for coming. I'm going to show you some videos which I personally caught a lot of discrimination myself. Took my time out, done everything by myself with a great team beside me, and we're just going to show you what we deal with every single day.
Can we get a big cheer for the GTL, please?
Yeah.
Hip hip, hooray! Go on, the lads. I'm going to fall off this chair.
Come on, friends. Yeah, we've got a man from the GTL. Yes, my brother. Great speech. Thank you. Great speech. Great speech.
And appreciate it.
Yeah, GTL. I mean, first I've heard of it. Yeah. And how long have you guys been doing this?
Obviously, yeah, we've been doing it for a couple of years now, and it's only now that it's actually really started to gain the momentum in the community and the wider community that it deserves. So yeah, obviously you can see that's gained a lot of momentum. We were here in the Houses of Parliament, a very historic place.
Yeah, and you know the thing is, because I remember,
and we haven't just turned up or broke in or kicked some locks down.
Exactly.
It's been organised.
Yeah, exactly.
With the police.
Because there's always been this misconception about gypsies. You
that's
know,
true.
It's this, that, this,
yeah,
that.
same as your own culture with blacks, obviously. But your people done all the fighting in the 70s and the 80s and the early 90s to get yourself in a position where you are now, and you do have people in position of power. So you have to be treated a little bit more equally, even though you still have a lot of stigma.
Yes.
It's not as prevalent as what we face. We've never fought for it, so it's like just carry on as with the same old curriculum.
Yeah, because you know, growing up, because I mean, over the many years, I mean, I've grown up with gypsies coming up, and I've never had a problem at all with no gypsy, no time throughout my life. Yeah. So this misconception and this, you know, narrative that they want to push about you guys is so wrong.
Yeah,
and
of course.
I think who's helped the whole movement? Tyson Fury.
Yeah, Tyson Fury, obviously, all of the high-profile figures, obviously, in the travelling community, has brought our culture more forward and more relevant, definitely. it's highlighted a lot of issues in our community also. But obviously it's just about moving forward and taking the next step now for GTL and seeing what organisations want to work with us and who's going to take us seriously from this point forward, because this is a big platform.
You said something pivotal up there, and the thing that really caught my attention is when you said about the children. It's a bit, sounds like a bit like Moses. I can take you to the promised land, but I may not get there.
Of course.
And I love that speech what you said about
of course. But
children.
it's true.
No, it's true.
Because obviously we're trying to break generational discrimination here. So obviously we're going to have to wait until the older wave of officers and the older wave people in authority. So we need people that can come in young-minded like ourselves. So up on the backbenchers, the old ones are all gone and faded away. Then we get more rejuvenated and younger thinking
guys
minds.
Like you, men like you, men like your friends. I mean,
exactly.
You guys are great at your work, and I love the message that you said.
Yeah, I love the energy
like
too,
man.
man.
And you were saying about about the race, and then took us up, because as I said, one of the things I wanted to ask you, I'm not sure about. Oh, well, I got this skin. It's never going to leave me. It's kind of
of course.
And I mean, what the type of discrimination that you guys come across?
The type of discrimination is obviously as soon as they hear your voice, or basically look at me. Look, I'm dressed. I can walk in anywhere. I can go anywhere. But as soon as I speak, then the wall goes up. It's a gypsy.
You speak eloquently, sir.
I speak eloquently.
And you can articulate
I'm
yourself.
very articulate, obviously,
Exactly.
and I left school when I was 10 years of age, so I don't know how, but I think obviously, like I said, we're a clever race of people in general.
You are.
And obviously we're taught many things from a very young age, but I can assure you one thing, there's not very many stupid travellers out there, man.
Of course they're not at all.
They're not, because they've been home taught, self-taught, and obviously survival of the fittest, hunt, carry and kill. And you do that from a young age. And you've got to grow up quick because you marry young.
Yes.
So obviously you become a man.
Yeah, are you married?
I'm not at the moment, no. That's a sore subject. I don't think I ever will be, to be honest. But,
one of the things that you said, excuse me, one of the things that you said as well, when you said about change, I always say this, if we don't change with time will change us.
And this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to drag ourselves into the 21st century, and we're trying to obviously be more relevant.
You're relevant.
Yeah.
You're very relevant.
I appreciate
that. And there's one thing I have to ask you before we leave. Now, there was an incident that took place in Kent with a schoolgirl. I'm not sure if you actually saw it on YouTube.
No.
It was an ugly incident with a school child. She was attacked. It so happens that they found out that came from the gypsy community. Now, we already knew that members of the gypsy community condoned it. They condemned it straight away.
Of course.
They condemned that straight. They're like, no. We're not about that.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And I know that you guys...
And obviously that comes down to the whole thing of obviously like what we've had to face in the community. When one person get bars from a pub or there's a group of people, normally the person that has actually caused the trouble is the person that gets kicked out. But where in our culture is class, it's like the same in your culture as black people, it's for some reason they'd bring it into a group thing. So it's not a case of an individual. We're not individuals when we're in a group of the same race of people. So that's a sad reality of it.
My friend, there's only one race, and that's the human
race.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
My brother,
I love your energy.
I love you too, my brother. As I said, wherever you guys are doing your stuff, GTL, are you online? We'll come and support your stuff.
Definitely, man. Obviously, email us, man.
I will.
Send us over your details, man. I'm going to take one of your leaflets.
Yeah, man. Thank you, my brother.
Take a couple.
As I said,
very much appreciate.
No, I know you do some wonderful work, and especially for the children.
Of course.
Someone like you and you guys are the catalyst for the next generation.
Yeah, exactly. We're pilots for this now.
You are pilots. You guys are doing a great job. Keep up your work. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
And you're going to have all the blessings. Enough love every time. Take care, my brother. There you have it. That's the GTL, and a fantastic organisation, trying to bring forward, trying to unify us all. Got Black Lives Matter here, Not My King here. We've had a number of organisations here. And like Tom McDonald says this, in order for us, the reason why we're so divided is because we are ticking the boxes and dividing ourselves. When you get these boxes, Caucasian, Black Caribbean, Black American, Asian thing, this is the type of shit that divides us, and this is the type of stuff that we can no longer be part of. As the band says, when these boxes come up, like if I get a box and it says describe your ethnicity, I'll just put human being in there. I'll do. Or if I want to be funny, I'll put white, because in such a time I can identify as what I want. I can identify as what I want. So if I want to identify as white, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, President Trump, I can identify as what I want. But like I said again, this is 587 TV in Parliament Square with myself, MC50, with my beloved brother Karma Manera on the 587 TV. Sign up, check us out, check out the flyers. You can see myself right across the board giving out these flyers. So for now, we're having a fantastic time. Well, I am. I'm having a great time doing this. And Karma, thank you so much for today. I love this because I love what I do and I do what I love. So whilst you're sleeping, we're doing this. When you're ramping, I'm doing this. When you're in the bed with your girl, I'm doing this. When you're playing, we're doing this. Working and not twerking.
Where's all the faith gone? Cause now we got man making clones trying to play God.
So as I said, there's a number of organisations here. And we're going to find out what some of these organisations, what they're here and what they represent. So we're going to find. So excuse me, sir. Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions, please? Do you mind?
Certainly.
Thank you. I see your placard and your plan. Just stop oil. I mean, but everything's made with oil. How do we stop that?
Yeah, we're just stopping no new oil licenses. That's all we're asking.
Yeah.
No new, because we've got 8 years of reserves. So,
you know, one of the things I want to ask you when you say stop the oil, one of the things that has bothered me over the many years was the spillage in the LVs in Mexico. They had a massive oil spill several years ago. I think there's been two. I think Shell was responsible. Shell and BP. Yeah, BP and Shell. And it was horrible when I actually saw that. You know, the marine life is devastated.
it's still happening everywhere.
And they won't even clean. It's the cleaning operation. They don't even want to clean it. They, you know, these companies, conglomerate, you know, in the trillions, they don't even want to clean up their own mess.
Have you heard of Death Project?
No, I haven't. Can you enlighten me about that?
Well, it's a project by the richest people in the world. 1% of them, they're making 50% of all the pollution. They're killing our planet.
Yeah, they are.
They have decided, like 30, 40 years ago, that some people don't matter even if they die. And that's called, which means they know what's going to happen. They know they're putting carbon in the air is going to kill life on Earth, so, even us.
So it's genocide.
But they've decided, absolutely, genocide.
Modern day genocide.
And it's ecological breakdown.
Yeah.
And what happens when we can't grow food?
Yeah.
What happens then?
You're
so
right,
they
man.
decided,
You're right, man.
they invented climate change, which is just a word.
Yes.
Couple of words.
Couple of words, yeah.
They're saying, oh, let's concentrate on climate change instead of the ones that are actually
committing the crime.
Committing the crime.
Crimes, yeah.
Very clever by them. And they have so much money to invest in lobbying governments you know.
That's, and you know what you say as well, man. It's the lobbying. You know, the lobbyists, when they come and they're lobbying these people here, the corruption. You know, and Martin Scorsese says a brilliant thing. He made the movie Goodfellas. He says this. He goes, money corrupts the corrupted.
Yeah, exactly. But you can't eat money.
Exactly.
Yeah. Look at what's happening. Look what's happening in Spain, in Italy.
Yeah,
they grow food. We get food from it. Africa is burning. Where are all these people going to go?
Yeah.
They're not going to burn to death. They're going to come this way. And what
exodus.
happens about they're always saying immigration, stopping the boats. They're not going to ask whether they're going to come here or not.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're human beings. We are all human beings. We care for every single human being or every single living thing.
Yeah.
Because we are all connected. We are nature.
We are nature. I say this. You know, this is something that myself personally, I always say myself. I love to be one with nature. I feel if I'm not connected with it, I'm not connected to anything. And that's how I feel.
What's that for?
Excuse me?
I mean, who you?
Oh well, we as a little channel.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't mind.
No, not at all.
We had to come and see it because, as I say, because it's about the oil and the excellent LVs, and I'm very passionate about things like, especially now seeing the oil spills across and like those who are responsible, the BPs, the Shells, and to think it's the way how they just nonchalantly just don't mean nothing to them, like oh well.
Exactly, and they're making so much profit on the back of the poorest.
Like you know, like you said, man, you can't eat money. You can't eat money.
And how are we going to feed all these people? I mean, people are dying already.
You're right.
They're
You're right.
already dying
Yes, they
in
are.
Africa. And I mean, did you see was it in Congo?
Congo, yes.
My
Yeah,
heart,
yeah.
when you see those
Yeah.
mothers pulling their kids, from
That's
dead
always-
kids from mud, it's
Yeah,
just,
yeah, it's
you know,
horrible.
how can you sit at
Yeah,
home
yeah.
and not do anything?
Like, you have to be. I mean, these, like you said, these people in these places and the authoritarian positions they're cold. They just have no heart. They have no empathy.
Do you know that one of my friends, he's quite prominent in the movement, in the campaign. He said, I've met these people in 2019 when he was in co-founder of Extinction Rebellion. So when they agreed,
remember them, yeah.
when they agreed, when the government agreed, we're gonna, it's a climate emergency.
Yeah.
He met all these people. He said, in these words, they are psychopaths. They don't care about anyone else because the brown people don't matter, and they don't matter. And poor people, they don't matter because we'll try to survive, but they don't know. Rich people's not going to survive.
Exactly. I mean, where do they think they're going to go?
There is no planet B.
You know, Bob Marley, God rest his soul, says this: the rain does not fall on one man's house alone. So what they're going to do?
What happened with their activism? My husband is, we are now in the late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah.
So he says, when I was 15, 16, I was on the streets.
Yep, so was I. So
there you
was
go.
me.
What's happening with young people now?
I think they've been intimidated. I mean, some have been intimidated, some have been frightened. And I think they've distracted these young people to the point where this doesn't mean anything. As long as they see the tangible stuff, money, gold, cars, the X Factors, and all these shows, all these things are distracting our children. I have a son. I've got several sons, but the last one is a Zillennial, and he is cut from the same cloth. I get so annoyed. He's a great kid, but he just does silly stuff like, what are you doing? Like, I mean, growing up as a child, we knew on a Saturday we had to wash the dishes, we had to go to the market with mum, we had to do the washing, we had our chores.
Mother's a mother.
Yeah, man, we had the chores.
Like,
our children today, there's been a lack of discipline within our children.
You know why? Parents are working so much to pay the rent, to bring food on the table. They have no time to look after their kids.
You're right, Mum, you're right.
Because people are paid so badly, especially in services. Look what they're doing. They're destroying the services. The NHS, they're destroying education.
You know, that's the thing.
Public transport. We should have public water. What they're doing to water.
Yeah. And I mean,
and they're all private companies. Even Flower Show yesterday, did you see?
Yes.
Our kid went to throw some powder, and hoo-ha, big thing. What happened is that they don't. And no one is telling them who's really financing the show.
Who's
Do you know who
financing?
is? It's Royal Bank of Canada. That is the biggest polluter in the world.
Yeah, I know. And you know, to be honest with you, as I said, as part of me, I can't stand Justin Trudeau. I can't stand that guy. He is so pompous. I don't like that guy. I don't like just him standing there.
I think very many insurance companies, some banks are saying we are not going to finance any new projects, because this is what Just Stop Oil is saying. We are stopping all new. We want the governments to stop all new projects, fossil fuel projects. So no digging for anything, leave it in the ground. It's not like, and they're saying like, oh, you're asking to stop oil. No, we can't do that. This is crazy. All new licenses, we don't want that, because putting more carbon in the air is getting more pollution into the air.
So what about renewable energy? Yeah, that's like wind farms and things. What's your thing about wind farms?
Renewable, yeah, definitely.
So out with the fossil fuels and in with the renewables.
Absolutely.
So let me ask.
Less consumption.
Less consumption. Yeah, you're right. Because you know.
Complain about China. You know, people, why don't
the
thing you could do about China, right? Don't buy their shit.
True.
Oh, excuse me.
No, don't go. It's cool, man. That's cool, man. Don't worry about that. You're being real, man. You're just sit my there. You're being real. No, man, it's true though, because
I stopped.
it's true.
I don't fly. I'm vegan.
I'm vegan too.
I ride. I never had a car. I never will have a car. I've got
I don't have a
bicycle.
car. I don't drive. I cycle.
So I've changed my life so much.
And it works out a great deal better for
But
you.
they're telling us, oh, if you recycle, it's gonna be fine. No, it's not fine.
No, it's not fine.
It's not fine.
It's not fine. It's not fine. Well, we're cyclists, and we'll make sure we're prepared with the masks and oxygen. Because I went for a serious illness, so I have to be very cautious.
That's what pollution does to
I've
you
got to
in
be
the
very
cities.
cautious. I've got to be very, very cautious about how I go about doing things, how I move, how I conduct myself and shop. Because as I said, to me, I look at it, it's all within nature. Especially like you said about the oil, it's all with one nature. And I think if you're not connected to nature, then I believe that no one's connected to nothing.
I've got a little garden. I've only seen one bee. I've got so many flowers and only one bee this year.
No!
This is so frightening.
That is frightening. That is frightening. Where are they?
When bees, because the farmers are using pesticides, because this government is allowing them to use pesticides.
I thought we was one of those who was staying away from, GMOs and stuff like that. I thought we was one of the leaders across the world with that. So they're bought into it as well. Monsanto.
They're lying. They're not telling the truth. They're lying. Everything is anyway.
So what do we do? What do we do as a collective, as people across this great nation? What do we do? What kind of solutions do you think that can be brought forward? What would you do if you had power in this place here? What were the things that you had?
As far as I can, I'm just an ordinary
now
person.
Speak your heart, Mazda.
I'm just an ordinary person. We are saying just to stop new fossil fuels or leave it in the ground. Secondly, we need citizens' assemblies.
Definitely,
so, you invite, especially when somebody is so important like climate.
Yes.
Like we invite people, like citizen assemblies from all walks of life.
Yeah.
And they're given all the information from the scientists, from the group. So they could be from religious group, they could be from farmers, they could be politicians, they could be writers.
You're so right about that. You're definitely right about that.
So they sit around and they're given a month to read through the subject, and they decide what to be done. Not like, when we are discussing about the climate emergency, do you know how many parliamentarians were there?
I mean,
about 40.
Is that it? It's a climate change. It's supposed to be 40 people. Is that it?
Yeah, you can check it
at the table.
Check it. Yeah, when it was discussed in Parliament. You just check it. It's all what I'm teaching my kids. Always taught
all
them.
the children.
Check the facts.
Yeah.
Because Daily Mail is, Daily hate.
Scandalous.
Promoting.
Scandal.
Anyway.
Scandal.
I'm losing my voice.
No, you're not. You do. As I said, you're fighting and you're doing a fantastic campaign. Myself personally, I can't thank people such as yourself who tirelessly been doing this for years. Doing it for years. That's why we're here. That's why we're here, to try to get a feel of all of the persons. My beloved brother, he's a filmman, and he says we're gonna come over here. We said, yeah, let's come over here. So, because I always wanted to be on this screen.
When I say, absolutely love it. The thing is, my friends are saying, I support you 100%, but I don't like your tactics. I said, you have kids and you don't like the tactics. What would you do?
Look at the tactics and the strategy that they use against us. You can't like that.
No, we are peaceful. We are definitely
non-violent,
peaceful.
It's really nice over here. It's really the vibe and the energy, and you can actually feel the love in it. It's really nice. It really is nice over here to see the plethora. Yeah, exactly. The unity, the unification. Of course it does.
And there are more of us than them. They're only a bunch of people.
Cowards. Cowards is the term I like to use. Definitely, ma'am. Thank you so much for your time. Please keep up. My name is. They call me MC50. Yeah. And thank you, Diana. Thank you so much for your tireless work, your campaigning, and your knowledge and education. I teach, and especially for the young people.
Absolutely.
Especially for the young.
My son is studying physics.
Oh.
And he supports me 100%.
That's my type of guy. That's my type of guy.
Yeah, so he says, I'm going to go from inside to change the
Yeah,
stuff.
man.
And you just go and make...
And he's got the know-how. That's what I'm saying. He's studying this stuff.
He's so smart. And he plays piano. He's good at piano. He plays music. He doesn't play notes.
Yeah.
He plays piano. He plays music.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, Diana, thank you so much, and have a great afternoon. And you too, my sister. Have a great afternoon. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow, that was a long one. Yeah, that was a long one for sure. And that was cool, man. I enjoyed that, definitely. It was a bit long, but I enjoyed that because I love interviewing, I love engaging, I love participation, I love speaking with people. I wonder if you can get the City of London police, but it might be a no-no. But as of now, we're having a great time doing this. As I said, meeting all these different types of organisations. And every organisation has they all have something that they're all challenging and fighting for, all right? So for now, we're going to wrap this up. We're going to go again on Parliament Square. We are going to go and meet a few more people, and we're going to take it from there. Maybe you can give me some blessings with your angelical ways.
It's Mercury.
Mercury,
Greek god of
Greek god, yeah. So don't shoot the messenger. The question is, what is the message?
Well, I'm here with Extinction Rebellion, so the message is a climate crisis for me personally.
Yeah.
But I know that other groups are here spreading their message, and the government finds it easier to just close their ears. And if they get rid of the people shouting, maybe the problem just goes away.
You know something. You know what's so refreshing? Some young people such as yourself taking up these types of campaigns and and helping other young people such as yourself. It is really refreshing, and it gives us hope to know that young people such as yourself is doing things and you care.
Yes, we do care.
Yeah, so young people care. They think young people don't care, but you guys do clearly care.
Yeah. I mean, for the climate stuff, we had the school strikes.
Yes.
That's kind of petered out a bit, but I think we're just because nothing's happened. There's a bit of running out of fuel because you do it for so long.
Yeah.
But as long as Greta Thunberg's still alive and still genuinely,
she's been getting some stick, but she's been getting some stick as well. I mean, she's good. Yeah, saying
she's consistent. That's why she's good, and she's not nihilistic. She's not. Oh, it's going to be great. We're going to come up with amazing solutions. Just really pragmatic, and she's like, "This is the problem. Here are the solutions. This is what you can do about it, and this is what you as people can do about it. This is what the government can do." She's reassuring, and I like her a lot.
So Extinction Rebellion. I mean, what are the things that we rebel against? Is it the oil changes, climate change, food prices, Black Lives Matter? Is this what Extinction Rebellion represents? Is that right across the board? It seems like you represent right across the board.
They try to be, definitely. Their three main demands are to end all new fossil fuel investments, and for the government to tell the truth, say this crisis.
That's never going to happen.
It will happen.
That's never going to happen.
Not this government, sorry, but just to say that this is going to affect everyone. It's not some far away, distant thing.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know their third one. I thought the Extinction Rebellion were they're so extreme.
The media made them look extreme. The narrative painted them as extreme.
Yeah. And then their third demand is the Citizens Assembly one.
I just heard that. Something ironic you should say that. Someone said the very same thing. We just speaking to a young lady. She said the very same thing you just said about the Citizens Alliance and all things like that.
Yeah, and I thought, and that kind of really changed my mind about them, because the whole point of that is to make sure that there are no shortcuts taken. They don't right now. They're building solar panels on indigenous people's land. Don't do that. Easy way out. I get it, but don't. And
they've been doing it for time immemorial.
Calling
it colonialism, calling it occupation, with all these fancy sound bites. It sounds good in their eyes, but we know exactly what it means.
Yeah. And the Citizens Assembly would, I guess, be to stop that and to be this is what the people, just transition is what they call it, and this is the just transition that we want.
And you know something, with the fire in your belly and the way how you speak, so eloquent, and as long as there's a lot of young people such as yourself, how do you get young people involved? and get them to spend time and attention on the things of concern and matters. It's hard to keep young people attracted to something unless it's a flash car and it's a nice bling or it's girls or something. How do you keep them interested and how do you get them on board?
Struggling with that question myself. I think that people in my time of life are like in a transition. They're kind of looking for purpose, and they they don't want to enter into this thing knowing that it won't, like, that it's not going to do anything. It's going to, but they need to know that it will. It will.
It will. I always say this: in order for us to make change, we have to make the change. If we don't do it, no one's going to do it for us.
Yeah.
I mean, it starts with the people.
And I think, ironically, a lot of people associate climate change with like polar bears and the environment, biodiversity, when actually all the climate activists are more about the social justice side. And I think that my generation don't understand that yet. And in fact, trying to marry the biodiversity with the social justice is so hard. Like the NGOs that didn't come to the big one. So people have got the wrong idea.
Do you think they purposely put this distraction and confusion to keep the people's minds confused from going from here to here? Some people just cannot settle. They cannot make their minds up. Especially young people. Like I said, I can't thank you enough. As a young person, and I mean you're leading the campaign for young people, they're going to see this. They're going to see this, and to see yourself doing it, and any young person who wants to be part of this, what message would you send to them as the messenger?
Really do like one really simple thing just first off. So literally just go to your local meeting of whatever group that interests you, and then do it from there. Because I tried to think about like how can I save the entire world, like no Senna.
We all want to. I'm with you. I'm with you, sister.
Just go to one meeting, and like I realised that I hadn't even looked up Extinction Rebellion's website. Like I was like, oh, they're so extreme. I don't want to listen to them. Like Senna, you haven't even looked their website up yet.
As I said, the narrative they want to push. And the left, they want to push about this extremism. I know that, just to keep people frightened and in fear. And there's nothing to fear. I always say that fear is false evidence appearing real. It's only going to be real if they allow it to be real.
Yeah. But definitely go to a local meeting to find people, and then just research the hell out of what you're interested in, and it will somehow be connected to this.
So you hear that, young people? All young people, you heard what the young lady said. And she's on the side of youth. So listen to what she said. And this is the messenger. What's your name, by the way?
Senan.
Senan. Yeah. That's different. That's a different kind of name, Senan. So Senan, so your message again, once again, to all young people and to the people of the world, what would it be?
What I just said.
Fair enough. That works. That will work. Nice. And Senan, thank you so much for your time. Keep up the message, my dear. Thank you so much. Keep up the message. And here you go. There's a couple of these. No, man, we need to get people like you on. We need to get people like you on. And so he said, thank you so much. Take a couple.
Take a couple?
Yeah, if you don't mind. We need your friends. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So there you have, that was Extinction Rebellion. Seeing those guys doing their thing. And as I said, most people and organisations are all with the same thing. Not the same thing, but in a roundabout way, it comes back down to the one thing. Everybody wants unity, everybody wants love, everybody wants peace and not pieces. People are sick and tired of these so-called elites. There's nothing elite about it. The only thing that what makes them elite is the foul stuff that they do. It's very foul. People are hurting right across the country, right across the world, in every nation on the planet. And like I've always said, and I'll round it up with this, every country on the planet Earth is not a country, it is a business. So people across the world, you need to get that in your head. Wherever you reside across the world, it's not your country, it is a business. Everything is for sale. Alright, so we're here once again in Parliament Square. Where a number of organisations are here. Not My King, Black Lives Matter, Extinction Rebellion, and we got this here, Berry, what's this one called, Berry? Oh, it's part of the GTO. We saw them earlier. This is the GTO. We've done an interview with the GTR. Let's check out. Right, we're going to go to Black Lives Matter, and I've got a very serious question to ask you, because hiya. Hi, my dear. Good afternoon. Hiya. Grenfell Tower. Yeah. Here you go. I mean, here's a lady. So you're, as I say, I was just saying to your friend here about the Black Lives Matter.
No, I'm telling you, I just got off the bus.
Okay.
So I'm learning more as much as
Yeah,
you
so
are.
am I. This is why I'm here. You're looking at the Black Lives Matter. I was just saying to this lady, other than yourself and this woman here, I don't see nobody else with ethnicity around here. Why is that?
Because we're united front. Because the only way we're going to win is if we unite.
You're right.
If you look at what happened with George Floyd, that's what scared and shocked the establishment, is that actually it wasn't just black people.
No, that's right.
It was white people and in particular in some of the states in America that was predominantly white, even they,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Wow. Oh my God.
There you go. Such tough men, you know?
If they are. Are the lights gone yet? Are they
So what is it?
electric bikes? So as we were saying, yes, you're so right. I mean, even in some of the states, because I mean, I go to America quite a lot, and I've been to some really like states like Alabama. I've been to Georgia. I've been to where you feel a sense of that in certain pockets of those states, you definitely feel still there's still pockets of the Mississippi burning type of things of the day. There's still pockets of that, you know. And like you said about the George Floyd protest, for once it brought everyone together. No one concerned about skin color or something. It was just brutal murder.
18 countries across the world.
It was a cold, brutal murder, and that's what I'm looking at. Not in the colour of the skin. I'm looking at you're getting choked live.
Well, we still have it carrying on here in this country.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, so Britain is not innocent.
Of course not.
You know, we think it's all about America. It's not. If you look at how many black people who've had contacts with the police and have died, and the levels of prosecution, I think there's one, maybe Dalian, Atkinson. Yes.
Yeah.
The rest have got off scot-free.
Yeah.
You know.
And I mean, what was the outcome of Dalian Atkinson? Did the officer go to?
I think he got charged, you know, and dismissed.
Yeah, and this is the thing about hiding behind their badge and hiding behind this. No one wants to be, but they don't want to man up. And these are the things that hurt what I see, and it makes me sick. And as I say,
well, look how they behaved in Cardiff the other day.
Oh God.
And then they lied.
Yes.
They lied and said, no, we had nothing to do with it. Then the video comes out, and then you can see them chasing the young man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
There's only so much they can do. I mean, like you said, the thing is, because we have these cameras and people got their phones, things can no longer be hidden.
No, that's right.
And that's a fantastic thing.
But it's not enough to document it. It actually, as Frederick Douglass says, power concedes nothing without a demand.
True.
It never has, it never will.
Never will, yeah.
What are we demanding? And we need to come together,
You're right.
our collective voices, and demand.
True.
You know?
Well, you're right. And I always say a purpose, an agenda, and a goal. What is our purpose? What is the agenda, and what is the end goal?
To get rid of the bloody Tories.
And
at the end of the day, I speak for myself here, our goal is a bloody revolution.
Yeah.
Our goal is to stop. We can't keep doing the same thing and expecting different results.
It's not just, you're right.
You can't.
You're so right.
We can't expect this parliament that is so old, that has been responsible for the rape, murder of people, colonialism, slavery, to actually now come and in their generosity and deliver some kind of democracy for us.
And you know, so it's ironic that you should say, even like you just said, it's ironic that you should say that, because I was watching Justin Trudeau, and I believe it was what's the lady's name? Oh God, I can't stand that woman. Vice President in America.
Kamala
I can't stand her. Sorry, I don't like her. I can't stand her. Now they're trying to push this agenda. I said I have nothing against people being whatever gender or sex they want to be, but especially in Africa, the African like Uganda, Tanzania, Ghana, they're like basically closing the door, saying, look, we don't really want this here, and that's their right within their country. Now I saw Justin Trudeau and Kamala Harris basically threaten those African leaders, basically saying, if you don't do this, we'll just do that. In a sense, that's how it sounded to me. Yeah,
I mean, I'm South African by birth, and we have the most liberal in the whole of Africa laws around protecting LGBT rights. And why? Because we fought a struggle of discrimination.
Of course, for years.
We're not about to now find another group to bleed and discriminate against.
True.
Now the rest of Africa, they have to have their fights within those countries.
Yeah.
But you can't expect us to go, oh, it's all right. No, it's not bloody all right. It's not bloody all right.
It's not all right. I don't the killing and murder of anyone, regardless of gender or sex. I'm not down with any of that. Someone wants to live their life, that's how they go about living. I don't have no discrimination against that. If my neighbour's gay, my neighbour's trans, I don't care. As long as we get on and we can live in harmony, I don't really care.
But also people need to remember historically, some of these views were brought in with colonialism and Christianity.
You're right. You're right, ma'am. You're right.
They were brought in, and people don't realise.
These guys.
Yeah.
Right.
So to keep propagating them is you've internalized your own oppression for centuries. And you're clearly not aware of the history of different countries.
True. Some of them are very much aware, and I personally believe that people ladies such as yourself, who has a plethora of knowledge and to give, especially young people, they can learn a great deal from you. I had no idea that you came from South Africa, but just the fact that you said South Africa, I can only go by the images that I grew up with over the many years, like the Soweto slaughter, and all things like that. Sharksville. I remember all of these things. Steve Biko. Yeah, I remember all of those things. I grew up to all of that. Steve Biko and all that.
Yeah, and the other thing as well is Mandela and the negotiators made the mistake of wanting to.
Can I just say, he sold you guys up. Sorry.
They made the mistake that is done often in liberation struggles, is to just want to take over the way the government's been set up by white people and replace it with black people.
Yes.
And so what
I
do we
didn't
have?
like that. I didn't like that.
We have South Africa now, massive corruption, structural decline, energy problems. They have about up to 7 hours of no electricity.
Are you kidding? South Africa?
Yeah, in South Africa.
With all the minerals over there?
With the heat. Why can't you install solar panels?
There you go. You got sun all the time.
Exactly.
And there's 7 hours of that electricity.
Yeah, up to 7 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm dumbfounded by that.
Has meant that the impact on the economy,
of course,
how can you run a business, etc., is meant huge unemployment. So people are struggling even more than they did, obviously following the crisis of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Economic.
Plandemic. I call it a plandemic.
Wow.
Because people across the world, everybody suffered and everybody was on a level playing field. But like I said, you're from South Africa, meaning that you have seen a great deal of things that many of our eyes have never seen. I mean, you've seen it live up front. I mean, your experience, you've gone through it. We can only imagine, and I don't really want to imagine, because when I saw some of the images on camera of South Africa, my God, it looks so...
The point is, be careful of us sitting around on our hands here. Be careful. We thought because we're an island, the fascism of Europe was not going to come over here. No.
It's creeping back in.
Of course it is.
Of course it's and it's them.
They are promoting it with their racist laws and giving the far right saying, oh, the door's open for us now. So, unless we actually are awake to this and we actually are ready to fight,
No, but you're so right, because you know what it is? People such as yourself, like I said, you're from South Africa, and you've had to fight so hard for freedom, and you're here again in London, Parliament Square, doing the same thing. How do you
talk to that man?
How are you, Linda? Nice to meet you.
Very, very long, stalwart, anti-fascist. Set up the youth, Asian youth.
Okay.
Yeah. Talk to him honestly. He's got amazing history.
I want to hear it. I'm going to hear it. Let me ask. Southall. Okay. Good to meet you. So let me ask you this: what country was you born in? What country was you born in? The UK?
I was born in India.
India.
And I came to this country in 1963.
Wow.
At
60 years.
Yeah, at the age of 16.
Wow.
So I'm 75 now.
You look well. You look very well.
Thank you. And I spent about 4 years working in the factories in this country, and there was a lot of racism at the time.
I was going to ask you that. What was the first point of racism that you experienced?
Yes, quite a lot of racism, but it was low level at the time, you know. But in 1968, when Enoch Powell made his
famous speech,
infamous Rivers of Blood speech, that really pushed the level up.
Yes, it did.
And in fact, it became more official, because this was an important politician who had been a minister in the Tory government, and in fact he is the one who recruited the black nurses from the West Indies to come here.
Okay.
Then he turned against them. He turned against all of us. And
that's Enoch Powell.
Enoch Powell. And that led to a wave of racist attacks throughout the country.
Yeah, you're right. I remember those days.
Yes.
I remember those
days.
And
the media disgustingly called it the Becky bashing.
Yes, I remember that. I was at school when that was taking place.
Yes.
I used to see that at my school when it was happening to Asian kids.
So at that time, after spending 4 years in the factory, I became a full-time student doing A-level.
Well done.
And I, with some other students, we started talking to a lot of young people in Gravesend and Kent.
What did you study when you went to university? What did you study?
I did computer science.
Okay.
I did a degree in computer science.
In those early days?
Okay. Yeah, I became a computer scientist in 1974,
Okay.
But in '68, I started talking to my friends, and then we set up the very first Asian youth organization in this country called the Indian Youth Federation of Gravesend.
Wicked.
That was the very first one. We started defending our community.
Good.
But after the 1974, the National Front.
I remember those. I remember them very well. I'm about the same age. I remember those.
Yes, yeah.
I remember them.
Yeah, they became very prominent.
Prominent, yes, they did.
And they started marching up and down the country.
Yes, I saw that. I grew up in all of that.
And so I joined with so we used to go everywhere to protest against them, because there were a lot of white people.
Well, I saw it myself. I was relatively a lot younger.
Yes.
Growing up in it and seeing it.
Yes. And on our side, they were on the other side protesting against the National Front.
Yes.
So we started supporting them, and then the Anti-Nazi League was launched.
Yes, yes.
And that was after Lewisham in 1977.
I remember Lewisham.
I was at Lewisham myself.
Didn't sorry to Bobby. Wasn't there a man named Blair Peach killed there?
No, that was later on, 79.
Yes, 79 Blair. He's a city teacher. I remember.
Southall there.
Southall, I remember that.
Yeah, but in 1977 in Lewisham.
Lewisham, I remember that.
Yeah, I was there myself, and there were thousands of us anti-racists who had come from all over the country. There were the engineers and teachers and nurses from Birmingham, Bristol, everywhere. Also, thousands and thousands of local young black people had come out, protest.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yes.
I was too young to come out.
Okay.
I saw the images on TV.
Yes, and I had brought some of my friends from Gravesend to protest against the National Front. And initially we stopped the National Front from marching, and the police had to take them away to put them on the trains.
Yeah.
Then we marched into the center of Lewisham, and we took over the center, and that's when the police attacked us. The police came from all around, and they attacked us in the center of Lewisham.
Wow.
That is what they call the Battle of Lewisham.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember those days.
Yes,
I do.
The Battle of Lewisham was not against the National Front; it was against the police.
Wow.
So the police were attacking us. So I can remember we were running through the streets of Lewisham, and the police chasing us, hitting us in the upstairs windows. a lot of the black women, old women, they were throwing cauliflowers at the police.
I think cauliflowers is going to help.
Yeah, and they were throwing and also buckets of water. And we were picking up anything we could. We would kick it down the garden wall, then we throw back at them. And we had a real big fight with the police. And some people even set a couple of police motorbikes on the fire. And in the end, the police came off worse, because there's so many young black people there.
The fire and the fury and the rage of all the discrimination, all the racism, it's gonna be in us, and we are gonna unleash.
Exactly. And after that, the Anti-Nazi League was launched, and I became a full-time National Asian organizer for the Anti-Nazi League.
Nice one, big.
So I used to go around the country wherever the National Front was going to march. I will go there a week beforehand and try to organize the mainly Asian people. We had a similar person, my comrade, a black man. He was organizing black people. I was organizing Asian people for the Anti-Nazi League. And so we organized everywhere. I went around, Southampton to Bristol to Winchester and in Birmingham, everywhere.
So how long have you been doing in the organization?
I did that for 2 years. Then I went back to my computer science job, But in 1979, then I was living in Southall. When the National Front came there to hold their rally.
I remember all this is what you're saying. As you're saying, I'm recorded in my head because I could remember sitting down watching these stuff.
And the local community came together to protest against them with the support of the Anti-Nazi League. And the local community, they appointed me as the chief steward for the protests. So I was the main organizer. And we had 1,000 people protesting against the National Front. And nearly 4,000 police came to basically defend the National Front. And they attacked our community. Every time we tried to go near the National Front meeting, because they were meeting in a town hall, the police will unleash. First they will attack us with the truncheon, then the police dogs come bite us. The police on horseback, they will charge into us.
Nothing's changed in the 21st century.
Exactly.
That was one of the things I wanted to ask you was like, you've been in it for such a long time, as I said, in the 70s. Over the many years, what changes have you seen? And have they been good and have they been bad? And is it because of policies or is it because of the campaigning that people such as yourself have done?
Okay, I have definitely seen the level of racism goes up and down. Whenever there is a deep economic crisis, then the level of racism comes up.
It's true.
Yes.
It's true.
Yes.
You're so right.
That's right. And when there's people are better off, there are more jobs, and the government is spending more money on welfare, level racism goes down. Yeah. But one thing that I was surprised, there are so many white people who are prepared to stand with us, and they're prepared to stand with us to fight against the own kind.
Racism, discrimination.
Yes.
You know what I think it is?
Yes.
I think what it is with Caucasian people today, they're getting to realise that they get treated like us now. They're realising now the shoe is, as we say, the shoe's on the other foot. Where we've been going through this, now it's happening to them. And you, like I said, you've been campaigning for so many years. And so, fighting, as you said, you come from the 70s, you've been fighting all this time to the 2023. And like what you said, now everybody is being treated the same. And I think Caucasian people are realising, man, they're treating me the same as I was black. So I'm Asian.
So it's really class. It's not so much color, it's class.
It is class. It is class. I'm glad you said that. It is class.
At the top, they attack the working class. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you're black or white.
That's right.
They want to keep us down.
Fantastic message. Brilliant message.
They use racism to divide us. They don't want us to unite together.
Exactly.
That is. Now we have the Rishi Sunak and this bloody.
Oh God, what's he doing? What is that man doing?
Suella Braverman, that.
I know her as well.
They may be the same color as me. I've got nothing in common with them.
Yeah.
They are the different class.
I'm the same with you. I'm the same as you.
Exactly.
Barack Obama might be black, but I'm not for him.
No. I have more in common with you.
Of course we do.
And the white people
Yeah,
here.
of course.
Than I have with any Asians who are in the government or who support the Tories.
Or Tories, yeah.
They are my enemies. They are not my friends. They are not my relatives. They are not my, I have nothing in common with them. I have everything in common with you people here. Because we are one.
I want to ask you,
yeah.
How do you find the energy to still keep doing what you're doing to this day, from 1970s to the 21st century? How do you? Where do you find that energy to do that and the fight?
Yeah, I started in 1968. It's nearly 54 years now, constantly. I never stop.
Big up, salute, my friend. Salute this man. Yeah. Salute, 54 years in the trenches,
Non-stop.
Come on, non-stop, honestly.
Yeah, like I'm here today, and I'm 75.
That's what keeps you youthful looking.
Oh, thank you.
Active, yes, for real.
Yeah.
It's your active, your active way and your activism that keeps you very youthful. You know what I'm saying?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But it's the main reason because we have not yet won. We won small battles.
Yes.
With the big fight still going on.
Of course they are.
And it's going to get worse, in my opinion, in the next few years, because we are facing a number of challenges the world is facing.
So there are challenges.
Yeah. The main is the climate catastrophe. That's coming.
That is coming. Yeah. That is a catastrophe.
Yes, exactly. Second is the economic crisis.
Yep.
Because I think that's coming again.
People are hurting now.
Exactly.
People are hurting
That's
now.
right. People cannot eat or eat.
Exactly,
they have to make
right.
a choice.
You're so right. It's true.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it, and I'm seeing people who's going through it, and it's such a tragedy, and it hurts. It really hurts because, like you said, we are all one. At the end of the day, there's only one race, and that's the human race.
Exactly.
And I really believe that these people here, and in places like Washington D.C., and in Canada, it's like I sometimes think they don't really think we're humans. I don't think they're humans.
Exactly.
How can you treat people like this?
I know. So it says the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer, and they use racism to divide us, the working class.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
really, we all have to realize what is happening. We have to open our eyes, and we have to see that we are all one. At the bottom, they are one, and we are one. There's a layer of them, then us.
I'm so glad that you said it wasn't to do with the color or skin.
Exactly.
You're right. It's to do with class.
Exactly. So it's we are all one. We are brothers and sisters with each other. They are. They have their own class.
They have their own class there. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's a fight, and we have to make sure that we win. And we make a better future for our children.
You're right.
Now, I'm 75, but I'm looking for the better future for my children, other people's children, so they grow up into a world. There is no racial discrimination. There's no poverty. There's no hunger. There's enough resources in the world already. Those resources need to be redistributed so that we can get rid of all these problems.
I was going to ask you. I mean, you've been doing this, as I said, for 54 years. I don't know what age, but how do you get young people to be active and get them to be active in lots of things of concern and things of matters? Because we need a lot more young people.
Exactly. I think the young people become active whenever they see that it's affecting their own lives. Look at Black Lives Matter 2 years ago. Thousands young people came out on the streets, and we have the Extinction Rebellion. So many people coming on the XR, and I think that's they need to become more aware. They have to take it's very good they come out here. They have to go back into their own communities. They have to go back to colleges, university. Mobilize people, young people there.
I'm glad I came and I met a man like you. I'm so happy. Honestly, because I'm learning so much knowledge from you. You know what I mean?
We all learn from each other. I mean, no one has a complete knowledge. I mean, I'm sure you.
I don't know everything.
There are things you know more than I do. It's a exchange. We all learn from each other. And I'm glad to meet you as well.
I'll give you two of these. And what message would you send to anyone across the world seeing this? What message would you send to those across the world and those who are going to view this? What message would you send to them?
I would say that the future is not looking bright, but we can make it bright by coming together. All these problems, the climate catastrophe, economic crisis, and all the epidemics, etc. Like the COVID, they are coming unless we can stop them. Only the way we can stop them is we all, people at the bottom, unite together and we remove the racism, and we remove the sexism, other discriminations, and we see ourselves as brothers and sisters unite against the people who exploit us all.
My brother, thank you so much. You've been such an interesting man. Thank you so much for all your work you've been doing for 54 years. Keep up the good work. I love your fire. I love your tenacity. I love your activism. My brother, thank you so much for speaking to us. Thank you. It's been an honor speaking to you. Thank you so much.
News is shown at 10, cause the kids should be asleep by then. Every year famous singers group up and sing about the poor, but it don't make a difference. A cool breeze carries me through life, blown by the breath of good souls that know I'm trying to do right. The world that we living in ain't safe no longer, but we proceed to believe. And what doesn't kill me only makes me stronger. Lord, be with me when I leave. I shouldn't have to see these kids die from hunger. Peace be with you when you sleep. It never used to be this way when I was younger, back when life was so sweet. All the wars for the power they murdered to earn. All the soldiers that left them will never return. All the floods, all the droughts, all the screams, all the shouts, all the
those on the march, as I said, you see all the organisations, and we're going to join them, and we're going to give you some live, full coverage of these guys. I would like to know why there should be no more police powers, because some of them are very abusive. Some officers are very abusive with their positions, and as you can see, Karma's got the filming going on. I'm off camera. As you hear them, I'm gonna get to the middle of them. I'm going into the middle, as you can see.
No racist police! No racist police!
Okay. So, as you can hear the chants, of those, equal rights, fight for our rights. As you can see, it's been well organised by all of the those organisations that are here. And this is the GTL, the Gypsy Travellers League.
Get somewhere. If you don't, look, us men lived in caravans. We went on horses, pulled up with caravans. You can't do that no more. You can't do it, you're not allowed. If a travelling man buys a plot of land and wants to put a caravan on it, they won't let him. He owns the land, let him put it where he wants on it.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
he owns the land.
He owns the land, let him put a caravan on it.
Yes.
If the big companies buy a field and build 100 houses in it,
they own
it's
it.
different. Yeah, they own it. Excellent. Thanks a lot, man. God bless.
Yeah, man. As I say, I was speaking to your colleague, the man in the suit. Yeah. You guys from the GTO, and I think it's a fantastic thing that you guys are doing here. But there's always seems to be some types of how should I say, discrimination and false narrative painted about gypsies.
We are the forgotten race. No one acknowledges the gypsies exist, do they? The council never. They won't even give us caravan sites. They won't even give us, somewhere to live. They want you in a house. They want you to go in a house, not in a caravan, not on a site, not at the side of the road. That's our culture.
That's your culture.
That's our culture.
Exactly, and they try to change your culture. And it's your culture that cannot be changed.
What I will say is, I'm not racist to anybody.
No.
If you're a Muslim and you want a mosque, they build you a mosque. Build us a gypsy site.
Yeah.
Build a site in every town.
True.
The same as there's a mosque in every town.
Word.
A church in every town.
Word.
Build us a travelling site in every town.
You know, my brother, big up the GTL. You guys doing a great thing. And as I said, I somewhat feel as though the discrimination that you face is very much what we face. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you have a white skin, but they still discriminate against you because you're a gypsy.
Listen, a lot of the gypsy community originate from Pakistani people.
Romania.
Romanians.
Yeah.
There's all breed of people in them.
Yeah.
So, Listen, we are one breed.
We are one. We are
You're going to get a chance to carry it just for the show your solidarity to us. Go on.
Oh, here I am. Yes, right. We're burying discrimination. Here we go. Got me here. Burying discrimination here. Carl, we don't do discrimination and we don't do racism. We don't do fascism or anything of that nature. So, yourself, I've seen you up on the stage here. Being part of the GTL, what does it mean to you in terms of your culture?
I'm not part of GTL. I work for London Gypsies and Travellers.
Okay. So what does it mean to you, being born as a gypsy? I mean, the discrimination that you've had to face throughout. I mean, what type of discriminations have you faced in particular?
Oh, I'd say it started off early with me, like going to school and stuff and all like that. I don't think they thought I was worth teaching, really, basically. Yeah. So I didn't really come away with much qualifications or anything from it, like, basically. And then, like, growing up, like you're going out to your first club and stuff and all like that, like any other youngster, you're not really let into it, and like they're looking at you like as if you're not welcome.
Yeah.
So like anyone would feel basically a little bit low, and sometimes you get depressed. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But anyway, that's all I have to say.
Yeah? No, there's something I was going to ask you about. You said about in school. So at school, did not the teachers take any steps for the discrimination against yourself?
No.
Wow. That's crazy.
But that was back, like, say, in the 90s and all like that. Like, there was not. We don't have as much as what we have now, basically. Yeah.
Because you guys have fought for it. That's right.
Yeah, definitely.
You fought for it, definitely.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for your work, for your time. Thank you. There you have it. GTL. And like I said, it's been a fantastic day. I definitely love doing this. Like I said, Carla Monero and 587 TV. All of this will be edited, and you can post your comments. It'd be great to hear and see your comments on what you think of the day and how important is it to you. I mean, myself and Karma are here filming these things, these social events, because these social events are of concern to all of us. To all of us. Okay, so that's what it means. So young people, especially black people, because I seen Black Lives Matter right now, I mean, I see nobody black out here suffer them. So, but we. So that's not a good representation. As you can see, yeah, I'm gonna stand right here. As you can see, and you can hear the organisations behind me, over my shoulder, you can see them approaching. They're approaching, and a number of organisations, as I said, GTL here, Extinction Rebellion's here, No to Our Kings here, Black Lives Matters here, Climate Change are here, oil protesters are here. There's so many organisations here, and this is what it's going to take in order for this country to change. In order for this country to change, this is the type of unification that we need, and this affects us all. It definitely affects us all. That's right. You heard what the people say. People have got to fight. You have to stand up and fight. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up, and don't give up the fight. That's exactly what it is. All right, so you're hearing it there. The chants of no justice, no peace. Right. Let's jump into the next bit.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
Okay.
No justice, no peace.
Okay, as you can see. Alright. As you can see there, there's all the human rights activists, all activists here. And this is the thing that we have to be doing. These are the things that we have to be doing. Yeah? We need much more people right across the country to be representing this, because as the man said earlier on, this is no longer about the colour of your skin or your culture. This is about class. I've said that myself. This is about, hi there, my dear, how you doing? And you too, my sister. I know you are.
We'll catch you up.
We'll catch you up, definitely. And let me say, this is about human rights.
No racism. No sexism. I said no justice.
All right.
No justice.
By any means necessary. As you can see, the number of organisations are here. Okay. So I want to speak with this lady here, because I saw her earlier. Excuse me, my sister. Hi there. I saw you on the stage giving a fantastic intro some great talks and all that. I mean, your words were very powerful, meaning and moving. Yeah, they're very powerful and meaning. Your speech and what you were saying, and I believe that really resonated with a lot of people who was there. Now, the question I'd like to ask you: how do we get more of our own people to be on these marches and these things that's affecting us all? And the other thing is, I want to ask you: how do we get more of our young people to be involved and to let them know the detriment, what it means if we don't come out and make these changes?
Yeah. We always need more people of colour to come out and do these marches, whether it's climate justice, social justice, anti-racism, fascism. We're here to protect their lives.
Yes.
You know, I'm an old lady now.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're MPT. Mature, preserved, and timeless.
But we're trying to save their future, so they need to come out here and listen to us, listen to their elders as well, because I think what's happening with a lot of cultures these days, you know, especially with African cultures, we used to listen to our elders. We used to call everybody auntie, uncle, even though they were boring the pants of us, we used to talk to them, we used to listen to them. So they're not listening to us now, and I think they're just like thinking that somebody else is going to pick it up for them.
And you know, funny, it's ironic that you should say that, because I often have these discussions about when we came up as the Gen X generation about manners, etiquette, integrity, honour, nobleness. It seems as though a number of those things have been relinquished, so to speak, especially within our own culture. Because there was never a time in our culture that we could ever think of being disrespectful to any elder.
Exactly.
At all.
Oh my God, you get licked up.
What?
Yeah, licked up.
But the children today, when I see some of the disparaging and disrespectful behaviour to all the elders, it grieves me.
And I think because we don't listen to the elders anymore, we think they're going to do the job for us, and that's why we're still always out in the streets. But we need them to step up a little bit. We're doing it for them, you know. I'm here fighting on the streets for my children and for our potential grandchildren. And I'm really keen to keep doing these alliance buildings, because all justice, all in social justice, is under one banner now.
You're true.
You know?
You're right.
And we've got to unite the left. We've got to stop fighting. So some of these campaign groups here today, they've never gotten together before.
True.
2 weeks ago, I managed to get Just Stop Oil and Black Lives Matter together for the first time.
I've been so fantastic.
Yeah, and now we're all friends. We're all coalition building.
Yeah. This is fantastic. What you guys are organised, to see the many different organisations.
All the mixed ideas done, and it's happening in lots of different places. But now we need to keep combining it.
Yeah, we definitely need momentum. Definitely momentum.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say to you as well. I mean, we just come from Parliament. You sound like you could be definitely sitting down as an MP, and if you was to be able to sit in that building, what changes would you bring and what changes would you make?
There'd be so much changes. First of all, the first change would probably be proportional representation.
Yeah.
So whoever votes get their vote. You know? And we know that if we do that, there will never be a Tory party in power ever again.
So you're saying one man, one vote then?
One man, one person, one vote. Yeah. So we get a cross coalition of parties working. We get the Greens in, or we get them working with the parties. We can't keep living in a two-party democracy. That's not democracy.
It's not a democracy. Not at all. That sounds like a dictatorship.
And look where we are now.
Yeah.
You know,
it feels as though it does feel like a dictatorship with the things that's been going on, that we've been dictated to and legislated and policies into.
Bow down and browbeaten, and you know, if you can't do this, you can't do that. And you know, the cost of living crisis, the climate crisis, it's all connected. Yeah.
It is all connected.
And for me personally, climate crisis is just another form. It's a 101 of colonialism. You know?
Yes.
Exactly what they do now. They're still raping and pillaging our brothers and sisters in Africa, taking their land, poisoning them, and they're doing exactly the same to us and putting powers in place where we can't even now get on the streets to protest.
Yes.
That's not a democracy.
That is what I have noticed.
Injustice, and that is also not any freedoms that we were asked to live. You know, we can't have. This is not freedom.
It's not freedom. You know what they say? Freedom's not free.
You've got to fight for it.
It's freedom, exactly.
And we are. We've been fighting for years. I mean, I'm tired.
Come on, listen, sis, listen. I always say this. People want their freedom, but there's people like us who are fighting for their freedoms, and I don't think some people should enjoy the benefits of what we're doing for them. They need to get up and get out because it's a concern for all of us in every household in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much. I've got to go back to the.
Okay, and your name is
Alex C.
Alex, I'm 50.
50.
And you too. And you said there's a couple of these for you, Alex. Keep up your work.
No, I've got to go in my pocket.
Okay, so I'll definitely see. Thank you so much. There you go. Skills, game. Huh? And she didn't even discriminate about the fact, you know what I'm saying? Now we're here at Downing Street, where Rishi Sunak sits for the moment. He was not duly elected. He wasn't duly elected, and that will be taking place next year.
All the sneaks, all the cheats, politicians, police. All the lost in the streets, all the brothers deceased. All the mothers that grieved, all the guns, all the beef. All the drugs, all the fiends, all the washed away dreams. All the terrorist threats, all the countries in debt. All the hunger and pain and diseases and death. All the scriptures and different religious beliefs. All the signs of the times and the hatred and greed. All the years that we suffered this racial abuse. All the freedom of speech, but you can't speak the truth. All the history they hid that we weren't meant to find. All the power we hold if we
down the
open
street
our minds.
with all of the organisations and all of the organisations that are here, and everybody is representing, and that's the way it should be. We all need to represent. Like Tom McDonald says, we tick the boxes and divide ourselves. All right. Rishi, come out the yard. Come out the yard, Rishi. Rishi, where you there? Come outside the yard. You're an imposter. People are calling you an imposter. Rishi Sunak. People are calling you a fraud. People are calling you an imposter. Come, you get up and close the person to the door. Sorry, Jesse, that one, do ya?
Yeah,
lovely,
sorry,
guys. Cheers,
no
my lovely. Thank you. As you see, we're here at 10 down the street. Armed response officers. You hear the man say? You hear what the man's saying? Listen to what he's saying. The fire is burning for sure. Rishi Sunak.
Ain't safe no longer, but we proceed to believe. And what doesn't kill me only makes me stronger. Lord, be with me when I leave. I shouldn't have to see these kids die from hunger. Peace be with you when you sleep. It never used to be this way when I was younger. Back when life was so sweet.
Technology exists that's so advanced that it's possible to read a newspaper from space. So why can't we read between the lines and see why coincidentally it's more blacks that have got AIDS? Mr. Marley said, one love, let's all get together and we'll be alright. These kids are hard.
All these fantastic organisations here who are, fighting. Everybody's fighting. Hey, how you doing, man? You good, yeah? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I know, my brother. Enough love. And as I said, this is no longer about.
We have people in prison. People have been put in prison for protesting.
Word.
One of them is going to speak to us. You've heard of Morgan and Marcus. Oh, we're just waiting a moment.
Homeless in bad weather, so don't fight freedom, let's freedom fight.
Can I get 1 for Malcolm, 2 for Martin, 3 for Marcus?
To Rishi Sunak, as you can see the security here, nobody can breach the lines.
Out!
So I was this gentleman, that man, I was to speak to that gentleman across there. Speak about that. Excuse me, please. Excuse me, sir. Can I have a quick word with you? I heard you shouting.
Yes, all right.
I heard you shouting Tories out. Now, I know you have, and myself, we lived under a couple of Tory governments. What is it about the Tories that they don't do things? They always have shenanigans. What is it about them?
The self-servitors, they're in it for themselves.
From the day of Edward Heath, Margaret Thatcher, nothing's changed. It has changed, but it's changed against us, the people.
Yeah, well, they're going more and more extreme, right? Because it's more about control and power, changing world. But Tories they've always been a mindset of people that think they can lord it over everybody else.
Definitely, I agree.
And the sad thing is the majority, the number of people that vote for them thinking they'll achieve what they've got someday, when they don't realise they're never going to achieve it. They're never going to get it.
They have
it's not about not fulfilling your best that you can do and all those kind of things. They actually think they're going to have the millionaire lifestyle and things like that. They're never going to get it because the people at the top are going to make damn sure they're never going to get it. And I just can't get my head around people who would rather put money in an offshore bank account than pay fair taxation for the services and all the things that we need as a country.
Yes, we definitely need
I could have never been able to get my head around it. So
no, right,
never ever a Tory.
But it's like what you said. I mean, as I said, I was born at the time when Edward Heath, Margaret Thatcher, John Major. Who else was there?
So well, from the northeast of England, sorry.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, especially that's the thing I want to say to you, because the north of England never seems to get the love, and I personally believe that wealth should be distributed up to the north. You guys do a lot of work. The people in the north do a lot of work, hard work. You guys are hard workers. Anything over the Watford Gap, you guys work extremely hard, but you don't get the rewards for it.
Just in general, the big change came the end of the industrial period. Yes, the shipyards and the coal mines and things like that. But you don't throw whole communities onto the scrap heap. You don't tell men in the 50s you're never going to work again and just claim benefits. So that was a whole generations did that.
I know.
And as things have changed, they've been replaced by unskilled, low-paid work. So where's the payback for saying, right, we're going to change, we want to change? So where do we get our share of it?
I mean, our payback is what they seem to be delivering to us. And I mean, as I was saying to several of the other persons I was speaking to, we as a country are hurting in terms of energy prices, food prices. You can't drive, you can't talk. It's almost like you can't find any way to piss off or do a sugar honey and iced tea these days. It's just it's killing everyone, and I think that's what it is.
Yeah, it's part of things. It's low wages, so low wages you've got to claim benefits to make it up. So then they say, well, we'll cut your tax threshold so you don't have to pay as much tax. Now, to me, that's just a ploy to say you get what you're given because you're not paying any tax.
Exactly.
You haven't got the income to buy the things that you really want. You can only buy this amount. So you get a second, third-rate service while everybody else can choose and do something different.
You're right, my brother, because even over the many years, even myself, I mean, there was things that let's say 4 or 5 years ago, I could afford and things is good. Now, I'm having to leave things on the shelf now. When I go to the grocery shop, I have to leave it. Whereas before I could just put it in my trolley. Now it's like, do I need it? I really want it, but do I need it? And just the mental state of having to think like that, especially if a parent who's got children. It must be so hard for those.
Well, all the people that've put the trust in the system, they've paid their way, they're looking forward to a pension, and now you have to be 70. If I live that long, I think I'll clock 70 before I get a state
You'll be alright, man. You look well. You'll be alright, man. You'll be alright, man. Don't worry, you'll get there.
A few less beers, I might get there,
Yeah, you'll get there. One of the things I want to ask you before I leave, if there was a message that you could send, especially young people, on why they should be part of this, what do you say to those who are not here?
The people who are not here, if you can get here to any of this sort of event, protest is a fundamental right, and we're getting that taken away from us. If you can't protest, then you can't tell the people who are in power that we're not happy. And it's so important.
Highly important to all of us. But my brother, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate that. I love your t-shirt. Protest, a statement. Check out your t-shirt. Protest is statement or action, expression, disapproval or objection to something. Boom! As you can see, my brother. Take one over. Thank you so much. Thank you.
No justice! No justice! No racism!
We're having a brilliant day today.
No justice!
Excuse me, my
no racist! No justice! No racist! If we don't get no justice, you don't get no peace! If we don't get no justice, if we don't get no justice, if we don't get no justice, no justice! No justice!
We've got somebody else who's with his Jesus music, but guess what we're going to do? We're going to start doing some chanting and drown out the noise over there. No justice! No justice! No justice! No justice! No racist! No racist! No sexist! No sexist! I said no justice! No justice. No racist. No sexist. I said no justice. No justice. No racist. No sexist. Okay, we've got some speakers now. I'm gonna call up the wonderful Dorothea from Camden XR, but I'm sure you know about some of the Just Stop War activists who received a lengthy prison sentence for protesting around something that they really believe in. And so hopefully we're going to get them online while Dorothea is speaking. So please give her a big, big, big welcome from all of us. Dorothea!
Thank you! Now, you're all familiar with the story of how Marcus and Morgan climbed the Queen Elizabeth II Bridge at Deptford and brought everybody's attention to the fact that action is not being taken to stop fossil fuels from ruining the future of our children and grandchildren and everybody in the global south who have not contributed to nor benefited from the fossil fuel industry and industrialization. Until we can overthrow the capitalist system, it is protest that enables us to bring this to the attention of everybody who needs to unite. Now, we have Morgan online.
I have a call to action for many of you here. But first I will share some things I've learned in prison. I've been reading the establishment's philosophy, the ideas of the social contract and the rule of law in the writings of John Locke. Why? Because his ideas were built into the foundation of modern British society after the Civil War.
Anything that made us and added to our culture, anything that makes us struggle makes us stronger. We still had faith in what lay over yonder. Far as I'm concerned, there ain't nothing wrong with dreaming. Aim for the sky or you'll never reach the ceiling.
The world that we living in ain't safe no longer, but we proceed to believe. And what doesn't kill me only makes me stronger. Lord, be with me when I leave. I shouldn't have to see these kids die from hunger. Peace be with you when you sleep. It never used to be this way when I was younger, back when life was so sweet. The world that we living in ain't safe no longer, but we proceed to believe. And what doesn't kill me only makes me stronger. Lord, be with me when I leave. I keep praying, see these kids die from hunger.
London, stand up!
Yeah, you might need to take your shades off for this one. It's DNA all day. I see you trying to look away. Don't fight the feeling. Don't fight the feeling. Don't fight the feeling. Don't fight the feeling. Just take a good look. You can see it's a good look. Yeah, take a good look. You can see it's a good look. Let's go. Take a good look. You can see it's a good look.
What made you come down here today, King? What made you come here today? What made you want to be here?
Well, the government are just taking away democracy, taking away all the rights to protest, all the rights to demonstrate against issues that affect us all,
And you know something, brother? We're two black men here. This is things that we as black people have endured. So anything that they come, it's like we've gone through so much.
Yeah.
And we still do. And we always seem to find a way to navigate ourselves through it, adapt to what they bring to us, whether it be, what do they call it? What's that thing they call when you, there's no money?
Well,
recession.
Okay.
Austerity, recessions, all of these things that's thrown at us. I've seen my mother and my grandmother and my grandparents work around these things, which built us to be able to navigate through these things. Today, I see, especially the young people today, I think they're soft. I think they're weak, and they should be here too.
Yeah. The young people,
especially
absolutely.
black youth.
Yes,
Especially black youth.
yes.
And I'm saying it.
Nah.
Black youth need to be here.
You know what? I've always said, and I always come to these things, I always say that if we had enough of our people, if we had enough, especially the black youth, things will change.
It only change. Had this been a dance, they'd be here.
Yeah, of course.
Had this been a party, our people's going to be here.
This is their future we're here for.
Exactly.
And unless they show the commitment that we're showing by being here.
True.
This is all about, and again, I always say this is all about hostile environments the governments have been creating.
Yes,
as you said, we've been navigating this hostile environment for decades. Centuries. Oh, yeah,
centuries.
Absolutely. 1492.
Centuries.
Let's go back to
there you go.
Yeah.
40 centuries, my friend.
Centuries,
and we're still navigating and adapting to wherever they bring to us.
Absolutely. And so we have a lot of knowledge to bring to these things. We have a lot of experience to bring to these things. We have a lot of determination, resilience, just the moral fortitude to carry on to bring to these things, and we need to be bringing them, and we need to somehow wake up the youth and say, look, it's not all about chasing,
girl, money, jewelry, and
this
is the thing, my brother. Especially when I see the young people and I see these videos and I see them online. Okay, fair enough. When we was younger, yes, we had a hip hop man and we done our stuff and all that, but we had a consciousness behind it.
Yes.
There's no consciousness in these kids.
Yes.
And here's the thing that what really gets my goat is that they're using these black kids and the hip hop music and moving it and driving it in a satanical way. That's what I don't like.
Yeah. It's and you can see why it's very attractive to them, It's all these little titillations, all these little
It's just trinkets.
Exactly.
30 pieces of silver.
That's it.
30 pieces of silver. And they're not seeing this.
And and self-interest, that's the problem. Self-interest, they say, let me make my little bag, let me make my little thing, and then, that's all.
They'll make a bigger bag if we unite.
Seriously.
Bag if we unite.
And if we can get the youth, the black youth.
Send a message to them, my friends. Send the black youth them a message, please. As a follow back, send them a message.
We're doing this all for you. You should be here. You should be right here with us, all the time, 24/7. We should be putting pressure on this government. We've been through this shit. We've been through it. We need you to come and join us. Enough is enough. You get me? Come and join us.
You hear what the man says? Enough is enough. And I'm in full support of what this gentleman just said. And I'm going to add to that. You youth up and down the country, in every major city across this country, stop this shooting, stop this stabbing. The stabbing and the shooting, you can come here. The same energy that you have for your fellow brother that you want to hurt or maim or put in a cemetery, you should be here. Utilize that energy that these young people are at. You need, as you said, they need to be here because
they need to be here. If we want to see some change, if we want to see some positive change, if you want to see, a better world, better society, better country, better community, you need to be here. You need to represent, because if you're not at the table, you're on the menu.
All right, boom, boom. Repeat that again. Hear this again. Hear the lyrics. Hear these bars. Say that again, my friend.
If you're not here with us, that means you're not sitting at the table. You're not coming to the table. And if you're not at the table, you are on the menu.
Oh God! Oh God! Boy, that's in the 21st century. If you're not on the table, you're on the menu.
That's it.
God!
That's it. We've been on the menu for too long.
Yeah, man.
We've
Fantastic
been on the menu for too long, and all these inequalities is because we're on the menu.
Truly,
we need to be sat at the table, helping these people make their decisions. These decisions affect us,
Of course it does, and sometimes I think some people think by not coming to these organisations, coming to these things, it doesn't have a detrimental effect. But it does have an effect when they have to go shopping to buy your groceries. When your electric and your gas is high, you're screaming and you're moaning, a price to buy, I'm ready to take it. Then you should be here.
Yeah, clean. They should be here.
You should be here.
Absolutely. And I've talked to enough of our youth and so on to find that they think, these things are just white spaces. No, they're not.
They're not. They're class spaces.
Yeah.
Young people, you need to know this. You have to know this. This is not a black thing or a white thing. This is a class thing. Young black people, stop allowing this narrative to be dictated. We're dividing ourselves by ticking the boxes.
That's it. That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
We
it.
divide ourselves by ticking the boxes.
Yeah. And
You know?
we need to come above that. We need
Of
to
course
go
we do.
above
They
that.
put black this. They put all these things in place, and people, we need to see past these things here, because especially when it comes to us black people, soon as they mention black or race, we get triggered.
Yeah.
We get triggered.
Absolutely.
And they know this because they know that black people are emotional.
Yeah.
And they use it as a tool against us. It hurts us.
Of course.
Because it's victimhood.
Yeah.
We're not victims. We might be casualties, but we ain't victims, man.
Yeah.
We have to come out of that victimhood mentality. Yes, we know the slavery thing is thing. We are going forward. We cannot. Yes, we use the slavery thing as a launch pad to excel us, to go and drive, to do great stuff. What scientists? I'm sick of them. I've seen rappers, footballers. I want to see some scientists.
Yes.
I want to see some carpenters.
Yes.
I want to see some bricklayers.
Across the board.
I want to see all that.
Across the board.
So all young men and young women. Yeah, I mean, you see in the nursery, because when my mother and my grandparents came here, they was in driving the buses, cleaning the hospitals.
You know
what I'm saying?
Clean enough toilets,
And all of those things, all of those things, showing the resilience, showing the hard work, showing the fight within us, and it hurts when I see young people say, "Well, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do what you done."
You know.
Like, so you're not going to do what I done. So you're dishonouring the team.
That's it.
So if you're dishonouring the team, means you can't park.
That's it.
So I can say to young people, I said to young people, we was once your age. You have never been ours.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord that you reach
it. And if you don't take care, you will never be ours.
All right, exactly. If they don't take the ball by the horns, so to speak, and like sit up and look at your children. When these young people are having their own kids, look at your kids. What do you want for their future? Do you want the same future what you had?
That's it.
Do you really? And if you don't, get up and come to these organisations.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be black like that. It's all of it. It's all inclusive.
All of them.
It's all inclusive now. This is about class. This is not about colour of people's skin, and people need to realise this now. Because that's what seems to me that holds back the black people, like you just said. Oh, it's white spaces. No, it's all space. It's all space. It's not a white space for Asians. This is a space for all of us, and we have to utilise it.
More importantly, we have to show up.
We have to show out.
Constantly.
Constantly. You're right. It is a consistency. It's definitely consistency.
That's what it's about.
You know what I mean? My brother, listen, thank you so much. What's your name, by the way? Nick, my brother. Enough love, Nick. Man, Nick, that's what you'll find. I'll give you a couple of these.
All right.
Right, Nick, but thank you so much. You want to give it to
thank you, brother.
Like I said, you said you've given a great message. I'm so pleasure meeting you, Nick. Thank you so much for actually even being here. Because myself and my brethren, we were saying, we're looking for our own people. Like I might see 1 and 2 pockets of us. But it starts with that. It starts with this. And look, myself, I'm a very popular person, and I hope with my popularity that kickstart and spark change for the young people. Like they're gonna be like, what? He was down there. What? I didn't know he cared about those things.
That's it.
That's what it takes. I didn't know he didn't. I didn't know he cared about those things.
Use all your channels.
They're gonna be like, wow. They're gonna be like, what? I care about oil. I care about climate. I care about capitalism. I care about those things. I do. I care about those things. This is why I do what I do.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean, Nick?
See my t-shirt, it says Sankofa. Okay, that's Ghanaian. You got to go back. You've got to go back, and in order to understand where we are now.
Check out my t-shirt. What's the t-shirt say?
Sankofa, meaning you have to go back in order to you have to go back in order to understand the present. If we don't understand what is happening now, then we cannot heal.
We can't move forward.
No, we can't move forward. Any movement we make will only be baby steps if we don't understand what happened.
And we need to take giant steps.
Giant
leaps.
Brother, we need to go so
giant
far.
Leaps. Nick, listen, my brother. Nick, it's been one love, my brother. Thank you so much for seeing you. And your message is a fantastic message, and enough love. As I said, any more of these God spare our lives, we'll definitely be seeing each other.
For sure.
All right, Nick. My brother, enough love. Have a great day. A fantastic weekend. Thank you so much, Nick. Blessing, my love. Every time, my brother. Okay, meeting that young man, Nick. Nick, very positive message to send out to young people in particular. As the man said, there needs to be, especially black people and black youth, you need to be at these organisations. Stop calling it, it's all white. It's not all white. It's all inclusive. The more you keep saying shit like that, is the more divided you be. The more time you say shit like that, is the more time you're going to be a victim. Stop the rascal victimhood bullshit. Stop the victimhood shit. We need to get away from that. Stop getting triggered by them saying, oh yeah, because you're black. And that's the easiest thing to do. So we're not on that. We're not playing that. If you're playing that, you can't be on my team. Simple as that. If you're playing that game, you're not on my team. All right, we off now. So we're going to go back to Parliament Square, back to Parliament Green, continue with some more fantastic, interesting venues and some fantastic, interesting people. Yeah, for real. All right, you know someone I want to see? I see a woman. I want to come. Let's go.
Karma View Media. The view from the other side.
Illest sound around from ill town to LA. My jeans sack down cause the wallet's so heavy. Hot drop like I'm littering. Niggas move slow like senior citizens. Unless your money's talking, we ain't listening. Won't quit till the whole clip's glistening. You ain't gotta lie, me, your wife is feeling me. Leave your baby girl with a full of me.
Yes, my beloved sister, well go on.
Hello.
I was just checking you out as a senior Miss Harriet Tubman. Yeah, I mean, I saw you up there. You're a very powerful individual. You've got a lot of fight, a lot of spirit in you. Where does that fight and spirit come from?
It comes from being subjugated for many years. It comes from feeling like you've had enough, and you can see a system that you're dealing with. You're carrying the weight of this discriminatory system on your back, and it's like, okay, I've got a voice. What can I do about it? So I'm using my voice to raise awareness on a system designed to break communities like yours and like mine.
You are definitely the epitome of what a black, strong woman look like.
Thank you very much.
You are definitely. No, you are. You are the epitome of that. I mean, seeing you speak so eloquently and how you just articulated it with heart and courage. I love that. I love that. And to not very many women such as yourself will have the energy and the spirit to speak how you spoke. And you're great. You're great, sis.
We're tired, but like, even though we're tired, you know, the issues are still here. The issues are still here. So even when I'm tired, I will come out here and use my voice for good.
You know, sister, you, as I said, from what I saw, you are going to reach a lot of people. You are, especially young women. You are, as I said, you are the catalyst for reaching and young people. Just the way your tenacity, your resilience, the way how you spoke. Even when I was looking, I was like, big up the sister. Big up the sister.
Thank you.
No, but we don't have to thank me. Thank yourself, because you're the one who's doing all this. And as I said, you are a powerful entity. You got energy. You got power. You have. Whether you know it or not, I know it. I recognize that.
I appreciate
No, but real sister, because it's like I said, you know, as I see the Black Lives Matter and all the other organisations here as well, which is a pleasure to see and to unify us all. You know what I'm saying?
It's important because we can't do it on our own, so we have to unite with other people.
True.
And also, if we do it on our own, we will just be picked off and targeted.
Yeah, you're right.
So we have to share the responsibility.
Really?
And those who say we're anti-racist, well, come and join us and show that you're our ally.
What's anti-racist?
Well, some people don't really understand.
They don't. It's just a word that's thrown out there.
Yeah. A lot of people use that. Yeah, a lot of people use that and they don't know what it is.
They have no definition of the capacity of the word.
No, they think it's people using the N-word. That's what they define as racism, but we're here to teach them, innit?
We're here to teach them that. We've gone through that. But I wanted to ask you this as well before I let you get on. The message, what message would you send to the young people? Because I want to see more young people, especially our black people, our black boys and black girls.
Yeah, this is the truth about young people. Young people do what young people want to do. When they are moved by something, they will come out. And that's just the way it always has been. Young people need political education, so a lot of groups force young people to the forefront, and then it goes wrong. I've seen it happen so many times. And it's that we want our young people to join us. Yes, of course we do. but we need them to be politically educated because they can easily be manipulated. They can be used so easily, and people offer them things and they will jump to it thinking that's the way forward. So we need spaces where we can educate our youth on what is happening and the political systems that they are going to have to deal with. Like, you don't see nobody bothering me. I've been everywhere. I've worked.
No one's going to bother you. You're Empress.
You know
Nobody now going to bother you.
I've done the whole thing. I've worked in Parliament. I work in this place. I know that these systems, but that's what we need to
You
teach
ooze
our
that.
kids.
Yeah, as I said, you ooze that. When I see you, like I said, see you, you ooze that and you command that. It's my love about you because you command that. Because I'm an MC, I do music, and I know like being on the stage.
Yeah.
As I said, this is the stage that once I have this, I'm the most powerful person.
Yeah.
Right here. And as I said, you showed, as I said, the great enthusiasm. As I said, for me, you're a fantastic leader. You know what I'm saying? For me, that's what I see in you. You're a fantastic leader.
Thank you.
And people, young ladies, if you want to be someone to follow and to look upon, check this woman out. What's your name, by the way?
Delia Mattis, very proud Black Lives Matter activist.
Check out Delia, yeah, because she mud on her food too. Yeah, so check out Delia because that's what she's cooking up. She's cooking up a storm and she's cooking up greatness for all of us. So that's the message from Delia. Delia, thank you so much for your time.
You're very welcome. Thank you for
big
being
up.
here.
Let's just start. Great start. And
Let's
I'll leave
bring
you
a few more people with you.
Yeah, man, of course we will. Take a couple more.
Thank you.
And you as well. Thank you, Delia. That was the person I went to see because she was up there speaking. So there you have it. That's Sister Delia. She's worked at every level of government, and she knows the ins and the outs and the parameters of what takes place in the very same place what we're going back to, the Parliament Square and the Parliament. And she's been in the organisation. She sent out some fantastic messages saying about our young people, especially black people, stop looking at, oh, it's white, oh, it's black. Stop doing that. You're just dividing ourselves. Every time you tick a box, we're just dividing ourselves. All right, so like I said, it's been a fantastic day. It's been a great day. We will definitely do closing arguments, so to speak, a bit later on down. We've had a brilliant day, sun's out, and we love this. So 587 TV, 50 Junglist, right, yes sir. Just come from Downing Street with my lovely brother Carmen Monero and check us out. I can't wait for this to be on YouTube. We're on King Charles Street and we've just been brought to our attention. It's been brought to our attention. We are somebody, well, as I said, King Charles Street, Westminster, as you can see, and we can hear some. I don't know if it's a protest or whatnot, but we're going to find out. And as you can see, it's well protected. Security has been very, very diligent and tight. All right, so there. Should see protest.
Stop right in front of them and film this film.
Yeah.
rights allies, as mourners and grievers, because the IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, have continued assassinating the faith of Iranian people, the freedom-loving people of Iran. The IRGC are responsible of over 500 deaths since September, all of those protesting for human rights and democracy. The IRGC has arrested over 22,000 human rights supporters and civilians. That's 22,000 families torn apart, broken apart. And the worst thing yet, they have started mass executions as a way to provoke fear into Iranian society. Our demand is clear to the UK government. You need to change your foreign policy towards Iran. You need to stop negotiating with our murderers. Because the IRGC are not only the murderers of Iranians, they spread terror throughout the whole world. They are the biggest aggravators of unrest in the Middle East, using innocent civilians in Lebanon, in Syria, in Palestine as human shields for their politics. They also impede on environmentalists' rights. They impede on workers' rights in Iran. And now outside the Middle East, they aid Putin in his illegal invasion of Ukraine, sending drones, killing innocent Ukrainian children. So UK government, you have not given a maximum support campaign to Iran or Ukraine. Why? Because you have not prescribed this heinous terrorist IRGC organization onto the list of terrorist organizations. Hamas, Hezbollah, they are all on the list of terrorist organizations, but the IRGC is the mother of them all. And today, they are threatening our safety in Britain. All of us standing here today showing our face are in exile. We cannot risk going back to Iran out of fear of imprisonment, out of fear of torture, arbitrary detention. But we are not the only victims here, activists. British journalists are also victims of the IRGC. Only 3 months ago, a TV channel was forced to relocate from London to Washington because the MI5 couldn't deal with the severity of death threats. MI5, we ask you, do not cower down to terrorists. Foreign Office, do not negotiate with terrorists over the cost of our children's blood or the cost of Ukrainian children's blood. We ask you to step up the cost of these human rights violations. Step up the political costs of hostage taking, of war. Step up the political cost of the decline of human rights in Iran and prescribe the IRGC onto the list of terror organizations. IRGC terrorists, UK put them on the list. IRGC terrorists, UK put them on the list. IRGC terrorists, UK put them on the list.
So we're outside the Foreign Commonwealth Department office. I'm not sure if you can actually film that. I don't think you can actually film these buildings, even though we're in a public space. Sure, you're able to film it. The Commonwealth Development Office. That's what I'm saying, because it's public domain, we can film. Yes, once again, 587 TV, having a great time, great day today, meeting all these organisations. Some organisations I've never heard of, and it was good. I learned a great deal today, plethora of knowledge, to see all the unity amongst people, putting any discrepancies aside. Today, there was no black, there was no white, it was just class with people. This, as I said, met a plethora of people, some fantastic people I have met today. God bless Karma for the filming. I thoroughly enjoyed the day. It's been a beautiful, blessed day for us because the sun was out. It's been fantastic, and as I said, this is what good weather does. I want to say I've had a fantastic, brilliant, great start, great morning, great afternoon. Definitely not expected, probably went beyond what we expected, and I can't say anymore, and I cannot wait to continue more future projects with 587 TV, Karma Media View, with myself, 50, Godfather 50 at that. So as of now, take care of each other, stay loving. That's the message that we sent. Stay loving, stay good, stay alive. Yeah, and stay prayed up. We out. One.
That's how we wrap that up.
Burns in the building, you see me boasting. I've got the spot covered like chamomile lotion. Paper, now I'm trying to get scriptures. I want cheese like I'm trying to make you smile for pictures. London, that's my birthplace. The flow's so ill that they need first aid. I'm nice with the bars, slick with the spit. Not enough fibre in your diet, that's tough. From the sound of that, I must